Shout out to Brian. Even though he did show up in my latest video, and everybody was like, "Oh, he is alive. I thought you guys were serious." No, you idiots. Brian didn't die. We just fired him. Look at those eyes. Do you think he can die? Are you kidding me?
The man that's there at the end of time.
Yeah, look at the. Yeah, that's the man that judges you when you die. Okay.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry. Hey guys.
We have some serious. We got legitimately. We have excuses. Okay. Lives were lost.
Yeah, that's a good start. Okay, let us list a couple excuses so you back the fuck up. Okay.
Because you're right there. I know you're filling out that comment box right now with hatred, and let us dial back some of that hatred,
malice, wrath,
and maybe with these excuses, it might turn to compliments, maybe even praise.
For being strong.
Mm-hmm. First of all,
you've been in a tornado. Oh,
Poob. I don't know if you want to say your own.
Tornado of emotion. Sam's been in a tornado of wind and storm.
Yeah. Multiple.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah. By the way, just saying that. What the fuck, dude? I've been getting texts from like the Tallahassee Utilities thing, and they were like 400 down telephone poles. There's just, I don't know if you've seen pictures of like what happened to it. Tornadoes came running through town and just fucked up everything. More substations damaged, more telephone poles damaged than Hurricane Michael and Hermine put together. And on top of that, I'm not gonna lie, tornadoes fucking stink because you don't get any like prep time. Like people say, why would you live in Florida? There's hurricanes. Yeah, they tell you like a week in advance. They go like, there's one coming off the coast of Africa. It's gonna take it however long it takes to get here. You get like 4 days or something like that. And the chances of it hitting you, as you gets closer, they're like, it's a pretty good chance.
Tornado, you get watch and then bam.
I went to bed going, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get so much work done. I go to bed, I wake up and like shit's moving around on my back porch. Like my chairs are getting lifted off the floor. And then they sent out a message and said like, all schools are closed. Everything's fucking closed. Daycare's closed. No power, obviously, too. Yeah, it fucking sucked. It was just like out of nowhere. And then I see on Reddit, the greatest source of information known on this planet, and correct vetted information, by the way, so you know it's true. I actually have not backed this up at all with any sort of source checking, but scientists say, this guy on Reddit said scientists say, so it could have just been like one guy.
Guy on podcast says, guy on Reddit says, scientist says.
Bingo. Yep. That Tornado Alley has shifted to the east. So now Florida is not only
Kansas is safe. Yeah. All the tornadoes are gone.
Because I always thought, I was like, dude, you guys have a problem with Florida and hurricanes. I got a problem with like people that live in Oklahoma where it's just nice, and then all of a sudden their house gets yanked up and they die. I'm like, well, they don't get any like time to prep or anything. That scares me. But now I've been hit by 3 tornadoes, and now we're going into hurricane season. This is going to rock.
Is your fireplace on the back porch okay?
Yeah, that's still fine. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But Railroad Square, which is like where all the hippies and artists are in Tallahassee, they set up shop in these nasty little warehouses without air conditioning.
Their VW vans have been ripped apart. No.
That place got ripped to shreds, dude. It got absolutely bombed out.
And now they're Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Will never be the same.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's going to buy up Railroad. They've been waiting. They're like, something's going to tear down these. Yeah. You know what's funny is there's actually a conspiracy theory that the Mag Lab, which is the largest electromagnet in the world, I think, is here at the Mag Lab in Tallahassee. And there's actually a subreddit for it called like All Hail the Magnet or something. And the conspiracy theory is whenever a hurricane comes, they turn on the electromagnet and it like dissipates the hurricane, or it makes it go around us or something by putting up big magnetic fields or whatever.
Bunker in Lost. Guy that's only been watching Lost for months. Sounds a little Lost-like, but you go on.
Yeah.
So they're using the magnet.
I think they didn't use it for the tornado because they want to buy up Railroad Square, probably. I don't know. But those tornadoes, it was like a perfect storm, dude. They came in, 3 of them just completely decimated the town.
Almost like they were man-made.
Yeah, they might have been made by the magnet people.
Fuck. Foreigners.
Yeah. Actually, it might be called All Hail the Magnet. I think might be the subreddit.
That's cool. Yeah. I've been on Reddit a lot this week looking at
porn.
What? Yeah. Oh. No, like what car should I buy, Reddit? And there's been a lot of suggestions on there, and it's not helped at all. Dear commenters, what car should I buy next? An El Camino
or Corvette?
Yeah. A lot of people were like, my budget's $50,000. I want this BMW. I'm like, oh man.
Dude, cars are fucking insane. They're so expensive.
Yeah, I'm not really looking to have like an $800 payment a month because I've been going from free car to, with a lot of basic. Okay, so little roundabout, but I drove down. Jesus Christ, fuck! We haven't podcasted in so long.
I know it's been forever.
I was driving and grooving, and I went to Louisville. This was after my grandmother had passed. Rest in peace. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, why don't I go down and have a little fun weekend with my friend? We got a concert coming up. My car on the entire ride down is like, it's historically very quiet. It's a hybrid. It's a cool car. It's actually really cool, guys. You should check it out. But the entire way down, it was like, okay, it's probably fine. I don't know anything about cars. Yeah. Okay, let's be real. You guys know the type of man I am. I'm going to pause this
real quick. For the viewers out there, Poob, you can plug your ears for this. If your car is making a lot of noise when it previously didn't, don't drive it to
the thing is, city. I had already committed to drive to Louisville. Mm-hmm. And by the time I was like, is that me? And then I rolled down my windows and was like, oh, yeah, wow, that's really loud. And then I went to my friends, and then we did our stuff. And then I went to leave in his parking lot. It's like, okay, this is really bad. Called a couple mechanics, everyone. I've never really, I've only dealt with small town mechanic where like they know your family or whatever. And they're like, can I work you in? Or I called 3 people. I'm like, hey, I think, I'm not a car guy. I might look like one. I'm like, I think my brake pads, that's a real thing. I think my brake pads are worn out or something. And they were just like, nah, not interested. It makes sense, but I didn't even know they could say that to me. But like 3 people were like, no. I'm like, I'm going to be in town for 2 more days. Like, do you think you could just replace my, I Googled it. It only takes 3 hours or something. And multiple people are like, nah, good luck, man. I'm like, okay, fuck. So I took it to a dealership.
Well, because there's brake pad places. Like, that's all you do. It's like getting your oil changed, just getting your brake pads changed.
Excuse me. I went to a dealership because I'm like, whatever. I was just getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know shit, but I know this is not good. And on my drive there, I see multiple cars on the road. They've got like no front of their car. They're missing massive parts. How is this car fine? My car's going to be fine. I took it in there. I had a little movie moment where they, you pull into the thing, you get out, a guy's like, give me your keys. And I'm talking to a dude, and he's like, oh, which car is yours? And then it pulled in and was like, and he's like, Jesus Christ, like, whose car? I'm like, oh, that's me. And he's like, oh, brother, like, yeah, sounds like your brake pads. He calls me a day later. Typical mechanic stuff, right, guys? Right, car guys? Just like 50 problems with it. I don't give a shit about any of them. Apparently, it's not just my brake pads. The whole, your cap, the rods in it, the capillars or whatever.
The reactor.
Yeah, the core, the fusion core of my car, and all the tubes have been rusted out or something.
When the tubes are gone, that's when you know.
Yeah, can't have any more. Yeah, and they were like, I don't even know if you'll be able to drive this car again. Like, we don't know if we can fix it. I'm like, just make her drive, man,
There's
please.
No
he's like, all your tires have dry rot. I'm like, that doesn't sound real. Okay, well, you want to sell me headlight fluid next, dude? Come on. And he's like, no, seriously, like, you could, if you drive this car to Indianapolis, like, there's a great chance your brakes will go out. Massive storm on the way. Very glad I listened to this man. And I got a little rental. It's been now a week. They told me 2 days. Every time the guy keeps being like, I'll give you an update.
Still have your car?
My car's still in Kentucky.
You told me a portion of this like days ago.
Like 5 days ago, yeah. And I'm like, well, I got to go down tomorrow. Every day I go, well, I got to go to Louisville tomorrow. I wake up at the wee hour of like 8 a.m., I called the guy. The guy also is like, I'll give you updates on your car. Not once. I've had to call him every single fucking time. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on with that part? And he's like, well, I don't know. Like, they say the part has to be here by Thursday. Thursday comes now. It's going to be here Saturday. No. Now today was like, worst case. Worst case will be here Monday. Call him today. He's like, I have no idea where this part is. I don't know. The guys, they haven't brought it.
He's like, who are you?
Yeah. What? We lost your car. Yeah, we scrapped it. I thought that was just a big piece of shit.
Yeah, we thought you dumped it.
Yeah. You gave us that car, okay? You signed it away. I didn't know what I was signing. I was just like, whatever, fix her, make her better.
Dude.
And I just have to keep extending my Kia rental.
Your life.
It's getting very expensive. Also, just mechanics and working on them are apparently very lucrative job. Very expensive.
Dude, let me tell you something. Little sideway here.
What? Yeah,
I have no trust in mechanics. No. That is the entire concept of the business is a conflict of interest. They find the problem and fix it. Fuck you. Like you should hire like a consultant first. That goes like, these are your problems. Then you bring it to a different guy.
I wanted to bluff and be like, you know what, I'll shop around. But then I remembered the car, the way it sounded, and I thought, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have an emergency brake or anything. What would I?
Come in and they're like, we got this guy by the balls. He's not going to bring it.
That's exactly what I thought when I'm like, help me, sir. I don't know nothing about cars. He's like, oh my God, fucking pay pig.
Yeah.
And all my shit's still in the car too, which sucks because he's like, 2 days. I left so much things. Oh God, so many things. I gotta stick to the notes I wrote here. I wrote out exact sentences.
By the way,
what?
Everybody else talks about how wasteful it is and how shitty these people are, but those
what, mechanics or
no, those like fucking
what, piece of shit mechanics? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, no, there's like oil princes from like Dubai and stuff that just buy a Lambo and go like, it needs gas, and they just leave it on the side of the road.
Who you were referring to when you said people always say?
Yeah, people always say they're pieces of shit. Okay. I wish I was that rich, where it's just like, oh, my car's having problems, fucking burn it with a Molotov and go buy a different one. Like I hate car problems more than anything.
Dude, all the foreign exchange students in my college used to just buy insanely nice cars and just leave them there or sell them for dirt cheap.
Can you like sign this over to me or something?
Yeah, I had one. Yeah, I had a guy that drove me home from class once in his Maserati. He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm like, oh, please. But then it's like it was as soon as my insurance went up and I had to repair it once, I'd be like, oh fuck, why? But
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like it's like being gifted a big elephant or whatever, a white elephant. Yeah.
White elephant?
A white elephant? I don't know.
That's like a gift giving process.
There's like a saying about being gifted an elephant, and it's like the maintenance or whatever on it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. They always have to be like buffed or something. I don't know.
You have to like put mud on them so they don't overheat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I ran into a tornado kind of on my way home in my rental. Also, this is just like, guy, oh, damn you, world, for being minorly inconvenient. I didn't know this car had what do you call it? I've never driven a newer car. It has that shit where you go out of your lane.
Power windows.
Yeah. Where's the crank? Yeah, where's my what kind of horn do you press like that?
I miss the fucking crank, dude.
Yeah.
The crank windows rocked.
My dad's truck had one. Oh, my arms are getting tired, Dad. The rain's coming quick. Oh God. But it had the shit where you drive, and if you go out of your lane, it auto adjusts you.
Yeah, it's like trying to make me crash. Yeah,
I had no idea what was going on.
My Civic has that.
Dude, it scared the fuck out of me because they're like, yeah, it's got really good cruise control. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm just driving home.
I meander. I don't stay in my own lane. I meander.
When there's a semi, I'm getting way left. I'm in the fast lane. I'm gonna be basically half out of my lane.
Oh,
and every time I was doing that, it swerved me back at the semi, and I was like, this is the worst car I've ever. Kia makes a real piece of shit. I had to pull over and Google it. Got that sorted out. Ran into a tornado on my way home. I got like 4 phone calls being like, you're not driving home today, are you? Sky turned all green and yellow. Yeah. I had to pull over multiple times because, it's like, it's raining so hard. It was kind of cool. But I didn't get sucked away by it or anything, but it blew right through Greenwood or something. So sorry, anyone that lives in Greenwood.
Okay, so I have a question. By the way,
I've got an answer.
No, this is for the audience to comment.
They've got an answer.
This is what's called an engagement farm. Okay.
Okay.
When I was down in Austin, I heard lots of tells about engagement farms. It's very important, audience retention.
Reply now.
Yeah, reply now. Comment, guys, your favorite car.
What car should I buy? Top comment. I'll buy it.
We'll pin it.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Company card.
Somebody's poster got returned to sender because he fucking doesn't exist or something. So I have one extra signed poster that we could send to the top comment.
Yeah, guys, top comment. If you get us engagement, we will give you this free poster. Please.
That the cap fell off the tube and it's been bent up a little bit. It's a fucked up poster. No, so there was a big solar flare. And everybody's talking about like, oh, you can see the northern lights from all the way down in Alabama. Like there was people posting in Tallahassee that were like, I see the northern lights. If with a certain, like if you use your phone camera, you can see it better than your eyes, which is weird to be honest.
Yeah.
But, if it's able to change the Aurora Borealis like that and how far it's seen, do you think it has any impact on weather? Because being hit by 3 tornadoes seems like, and
what
by the
are they
way,
doing in that master magnet? What are they making?
There's another one slated for tomorrow. They have them planned out. They're like, pretty damn good chances of another tornado tomorrow.
I'm going to need you to write your password somewhere for the podcast and for things. Put them in a discrete box that I have to solve
by the way,
10-year riddle.
Dude, we are not in the clear. When you sent me a text and you're like, we're still on for tonight, I was like, this is our one chance because there's still slated bad weather. They're going to turn that fucking magnet off or whatever. Bad weather for the rest of the
Please keep it on.
Please keep the magnet on.
Can you turn a magnet off? How does it work?
And we're supposed to have another one. So I don't even know if I'm going to have power tomorrow or the next day. It's rough, dude. Good thing I got gutters put on my house. It's getting scary, the amount of water that's been... this is such a weird homeowner thing. I never thought about this as a kid, but whenever it rains, I see the amount of soil that is carried off my property, and
that's not something I'd think of.
I'm losing dirt, dude. I'm losing my house, everything's sinking.
We need retention walls now.
I'm getting to the point where I need to get dirt dumped and get fucking border grass or something, whatever they do for dune control on the beach.
Oh yeah,
to make sure there's not erosion. It's getting scary, the amount of water we've had recently, and now we're going into hurricane season. I'm frightened.
I'd be scared. Yeah, come up to Indiana. Okay, there's no hurricanes here. Only a couple tornadoes every once in a while.
But it's Indiana is the issue.
Yeah.
If I'm escaping Florida, I'm going to someplace better than Indiana. I'm sorry. That's that's such a lateral move
thing. Okay, I meant you're already going to be coming up here.
All right. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to phrase it in a cool, I'm a hero way, but yeah. I'll protect you. You can't bring your family, though. They have to stay in the hurricane. I don't have enough room for that many people.
Dude, they abandon me every time. Every time a hurricane comes, they leave me.
Pack up the car.
Yeah, they pack up and go over to their mom's house. I'm a fucking captain, dude. I'm going down with my house. What if a big tree falls on my house? I want to be here so I can, put a tarp over the hole in my roof or something. I'm not going to leave my house.
I'm going to knock on wood and hope this isn't something one day where it's video of guy being like, what are you going to do? Stab me? Guy gets stabbed. I just feel like I wouldn't die in a tornado. I've seen, there's been a lot around here. I've seen the movie
Twister.
Yeah.
They take a sock and they tie it around a pipe and they hold on to the sock.
I don't remember any of this stuff. I think I'd just really hunker down.
Yeah.
I think I'd hunker down.
Lay flat on the ground and put a cinder block on your belly.
Yeah. Or crucify myself with cinder blocks. 4 up this arm, all my legs. And then I just die in my basement from hunger or something. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Do it up BDSM style. Chain your hands to posts in the ground.
My roommate comes home. Jesus Christ. It was just a tornado warning a week ago.
I didn't want to be lifted away.
Yeah, face down, ass up. Hole in my
hands
pants.
Stake down to the front yard.
Head in the washing machine.
You could at least chose the backyard, dude.
I'm in a basement. It does have windows, kind of, but I just feel like they wouldn't suck me out. Yeah. I feel like it's just one of those things I wouldn't expect to die from.
Yeah. Well, I don't think a lot of people don't see it coming. Right.
I'm saying even when I was driving and people are like, you gotta get out of there, there's a tornado. I'm like, dude, would I really die to a tornado, or would I just be, some people get flung around to safety and they wake up in a field.
Yeah, it's true.
Struck by lightning 3 times while I'm flying around, and then gently land in a field and just kind of glide. I'd open up my jacket really big. Whee!
Like a flying squirrel.
Yeah, I'd grab onto a cow. Whoa, Nelly! And I'd ride it like a surfboard down to the ground. And then I'd get some milk and meat from it. No, I think I'd probably die to a big piece of hail. But I don't think a tornado would get me. I think a hurricane could get me, but.
Have you ever seen like stories of people that they're just putting laundry into their dryer or something, and then there just happens to be a short in the wiring, and they just get fried by touching their dryer.
Yeah,
that's how I'm gonna die. It's gonna be something where I'm just like, I'm in my underwear cooking eggs, and like my stove blows up or something.
Yeah, something boring will get me. I don't deserve. Let me rephrase. I don't deserve to die in a glorious tornado.
Yeah, tornado.
Yeah, ripped from my house.
Yes.
No offense to anyone that's
died that way. Yeah.
Yeah. But
there's some guy from Oklahoma that's having like flashbacks right now.
My cow.
He was a toddler and a fucking bouncer, and he saw his whole family get sucked out.
They meant he was like working at a bar up front. No. Yeah.
On those little bouncy things that are like strapped bouncer. Up to the fucking door jam.
Yeah. No, I've almost died a couple times recently just from Pip tripping me while I'm going up or down the stairs.
Yeah.
Very plausible way I could die. The fact that I don't go to a doctor and I have a lot of things that feel really bad to me.
Yeah.
Plausible.
There was a lady you remember when metal straws were becoming like the big thing?
Oh God, did it go down her throat or something?
Yeah, she was just walking with her iced coffee and she tripped and it went into her eye and killed her.
Oh, and killed her?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, that has to be like at least one of the ways I could have died. Just something really
I missed the show 1,000 Ways to Die because when I was a kid, I'd watch it and just be like, oh my God, like there are like at least 1,000 ways I could die. Minimum.
Yeah.
It should be named 1,000,000 Ways to Die.
There's a guy that his name's like something Emu. Have you seen him before? That he like recaps like weird deaths.
I don't think so, but it sounds cool.
He's
actually I don't really like watching that stuff, but it sounds cool.
So the 1,000 Ways to Die is kind of like it is. It's like insanely. Like he's like a medical professional, I think.
Oh.
And he goes into like what is happening chemically in the body that made them die. And one of them was just like a guy made some spaghetti because he meal prepped for the week.
I just ate spaghetti.
And he put it in the fridge, and then his roommate came over and took it out of the fridge and put it on the counter, and it sat there for like 24 hours. And then he saw it and goes like, oh shit. And he like poked it back in the fridge thinking it had only been out for a little bit. And then he ate it like 2 days later, and it straight up fucking killed him. And like, I was like, oh my God, dude. Sometimes I find like a slice of pizza that's been sitting out for a day and a half or something.
Underneath the fridge or something, yeah.
Like, and I take one bite and go like, nah, it's not worth it. But I always take like one bite, and this guy just downed that shit and got killed. I don't know.
I don't think I'd die that way.
I eat out of the garbage all the time, dude. I don't know.
Make you stronger. I think we've talked about this before, but yeah, it takes one time going to my grandma in Ohio. I just ate food there once and was like, it tastes funny. And then it checked and it expired like 5 years before. Ever since then, very vigilant about it. I know it can go way past it, realistically.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I'm pretty vigilant on freshness of food.
What about pickles? What do you think about pickles? Because like pickles, it's in technically vinegar.
This is interesting.
It should last a long time, but I have a similar family member that I went over there for Mother's Day, and I was like, these fucking pickles are expired by like 4 years, dude. These some old pickles.
Can a pickle last forever? I mean,
feel like
just getting better?
Yeah, when you pickle something, can't you just leave it for 20 years or whatever? But I avoided the pickles because I was like, that's way past. Years past the expiration is concerning.
Yeah.
Because if they expired 4 years ago, they're probably pickled in 2008 or something. They have to be
1994.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess I could talk about one other thing that happened while I was in Louisville. I got invited to I didn't actually get invited. Now that I say that out loud, I went to a party with a lot of exclusive elites because my friend's girlfriend was kind of running she works in marketing or something, and it was a Derby Jack Harlow party. Don't really listen to Jack Harlow, so it was a little sad it wasn't, Common or someone, an old friend, but it was a Jack Harlow thing.
Yeah, I'm sure a Common party would have been a huge hit.
We would read books and we would talk philosophy, okay? That's the kind of parties I like. And we'd smoke cigarettes with those long little extenders.
2024 fucking Common party. It would be like you and him.
I'd be shaking ass on the dance floor, okay? Because I didn't know half the songs they played there. And they were pretty tragic. But the vibes from walking in, I've been fish out of water multiple times in my life, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And this was definitely one of them where, also, first off, thank fucking God.
Wait.
I didn't go, what?
Before you break into it, like just walking in visually, what does a Jack Harlow party look like? Like, what are the people?
When you walk
like?
in, he goes, "Blam, Jack Harlow," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then he sucker punched me and then ripped all my. No, when I walked in, it was like just a club.
Oh, okay.
And we also got there like an hour late. Big rookie mistake. Cool guys get there like 4 hours late because we got there pretty dead.
Yeah.
But open bar, very cool. It was a Derby themed party. I don't know if you're familiar with Derby attire. It's maybe the ugliest. Says guy in ironic tee and hat. It's
Derby, like horse.
Like men's Derby attire. It's like frat mixed with twee. It looks like new girl frat core. And if these words don't mean anything to you,
Derby attire 8 times. Okay. It looks like
Easter Sunday for
lots of trilbies.
Loser. Yeah.
Lots of trilbies.
Lots of trilbies. Lots of like this guy works at like a peppermint factory. A lot of just like I'm in a quartet.
I was about to say a lot of like hello
my honey, hello my darling.
I was gonna say black dudes wearing stuff before the civil rights movement type shit.
And white guys looking like they're on the other side of the civil rights movement. It's just an awful look. And my friend's like, dude, it's a Derby party. Like, we have to dress Derby. First off, I don't know.
I'd rather
I don't know
die.
anything. Yeah. I got to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I'll wear like a nice shirt. I won't wear
I'm
what
not a Kennedy. I'm not going to wear
I wanted
this
to
shit.
wear my lucky NASCAR jacket because it brings me great fortune and luck. I probably would be, signed to a new blossoming rap career or something, but I got talked out of it. I just wore a nice shirt, nice pants. No one there, not a single soul, was dressed like any of these pictures on Google Images you're seeing. It was all like NASCAR jackets and guys just like, what's up? What's up? Everyone's posted up there. And at first I'm like, why are the vibes so weird? And also very intimidated walking in because every girl, I'm like, holy shit, wow. This is like the hottest party I've ever been to. And I brought that up to my friend's girlfriend. Jesus Christ, so that picture is really bad. That would have killed though if I walked in and like fully committed. That'd be sweet.
It's the people that half-ass it that are like,
it was 100 degrees in there. So anyone I did see in a suit, it's like, open air, so hot out that night. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, all the chicks were like, dude, all these chicks were like so fucking hot.
Were they in their Derby attire?
No, they were just like hot. And I was perving out. My friend wasn't. He's got a girlfriend, but we were just standing at a little. There's a great picture I'll send.
Was that because his girlfriend has a chance of viewing this, or was that the God's spoken truth?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was like a week ago.
It was an open bar. I don't remember.
I'll send the picture so Stalt can post it. But his girlfriend took a picture of us just standing alone in a corner by a wall, and there's like no one within 10, 15 feet of us, and you can't see it from that angle. He's at that point fucking slam packed everywhere. And I asked her, as naturally as one would ask a woman, like, why is everyone so freaking hot here? Jack Harlow's like management team, to be a girl, to be allowed in there, you had to get vetted by being like his type. You had to be like this hot, and you had to have so many Instagram followers. And meanwhile, me and my skunky friend, we're just, we just got nepoed right into this party.
Yeah.
Did not deserve to be there, but they were so intimidatingly hot that it was also the vibe. It was a lot of mix of like the ugliest guy you've ever seen and then just like the hottest chick you've ever seen. It's almost reminiscent of TwitchCon when you go there and you're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
But even more stark. And there was a guy there. I sent you the pictures of this guy, and you're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy does not look like... There's a guy there. Me and my friend, we're just calling him like Frack Harlow or whatever. He was behind me at one point. My friend's like, dude, look behind you. Jack Harlow's right behind you. I didn't know if he was lying or not. I'm like, I don't know enough. There's about 5 guys there that looked to me exactly like Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
This guy was going next level of when Jack... as I, can call him, when he showed up, he'd go and like go over to a table and like get on it and like sing and dance or whatever, sing his little song.
Wait. No microphone or anything? You just sing a song?
No, he had a microphone. I mean, by the time he showed up, I'm pretty plastered. Okay. It gets a little fuzzy. So even more convincing when my friend's like, dude, that's Jack Harlow. I don't know. I'm like, cool, whatever. That's no common. But when Jack Harlow would get off the table, this guy, Frack Harlow, he would then immediately get on that table and then like fake sing and dance and stuff. And it became very clear he was just like trying to kind of play himself off as maybe the real Jack Harlow, or maybe he's like Jack Harlow's best friend or something. I don't know. He was just his shadow.
Was this a section club?
It was started sectioned, and then man of the people, Jack Harlow. The girl that we knew there that was working was like, he has caused a nightmare scenario because he just opened it all up and was like, everyone can go anywhere. And except for they had the price of, she showed us the little VIP area, which could not imagine paying for it because you're just up on a balcony looking down at the dance floor. You don't even get to dance. Don't even get to, pull out a little, I was doing a lot of these, a lot of elbows, doing a little bit of my classic Shibuya. $15,000 a table to sit in the VIP. Insanity. But Jack Harlow's down with the people. And because everyone there's like
Jack
a
Harlow
chick
is
that he
even
wants
like,
to bang.
That's fucking ridiculous. I'm not dropping.
Well, you know who was up there? Travis Kelce. And everyone kept going, look, it's Travis Kelce. He's dating Taylor Swift. And it was kind of cool, but not really.
Do you think Travis Kelce paid $15,000, or do you think he gets in because
I think when you're that rich, it's that weird thing where like the rich, they don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
The rich and famous.
Yeah.
I think he just probably got a table. And they said he had been there like, because they had done like a Sports Illustrated party the night before he was there. They had done some other party the night before he was there. He's starting to sound like kind of a loser. Okay. He was just partying in VIP for like a whole weekend. What a punk. But I just like,
This is Travis's table. That's my own table.
Woo! Yeah, I did. Yeah, I asked to smell his fingers. He punched me so hard I thought I died. What the fuck was I going to say about the Frack Harlow? Oh, yeah, I got like 10 pictures with him. Like, not with him, but I'd be like right in front of him, like, like, oh, fuck, like it's Jack Harlow. I'll send one of those
which you'll be seeing right now.
Yeah. Which you'll see right now. And I sent those to Sam, and he's like, that doesn't look anything like him. Which, in hindsight, have you seen the movie Game Night?
No.
It is kind of, at one part, a girl, and it's like, I had a night with Denzel Washington. Like, I had a beautiful, and then it does the flashback, and it's like Denzel. And then she shows the guy a picture, and it's just a guy that's clearly not Denzel Washington. Yeah. It's just a guy pretending to kind of be him. That's basically what this photo is. Like, this picture doesn't really do him justice because it was more aura. Than straight looks.
Yeah.
Because there was people around him the whole time. Like, he'd get on a table, people would be talking to him.
If you guys remember one of our more depressing episodes where every guest wanted to kill themselves, it was that therapist one. There was a guy on there, Sir Floppa. Yeah. Sir Floppa, to me, looks like if Jack Harlow had to work like a blue-collar job.
There was 5 Sir Floppa Jack Harlows there.
Yeah.
And he could have very easily killed that night.
And when I saw that, I forgot what Jack Harlow looked like. I just Googled him, but I was like, when I looked at that guy that you sent me, I was like, that doesn't really look like Sir Floppa a whole lot.
Well, they all kind of look different.
Yeah, just like curly haired, like white guy.
But he was in these camo pants and I don't know. It was just the way he moved.
Yeah,
and he had these little tiny sunglasses on. He walked around like he owned the place. It was just a very, to me, hilarious vibe that he was putting off. But also, I probably got pretty hardcore laid because all these chicks are there for a chance with Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taken. Who's second best? Me? Hell no. This guy that looks
Jack
like
Harlow
Jack Harlow
impersonator.
The other 800 guys there? Hell no. Then me, my friend. Also, very
That's
clearly
sad
right away.
To be a Jack Harlow impersonator, because is Jack Harlow
he was
big?
sad.
Is he like?
Yeah. I mean, especially in Louisville, that's like his domain.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, he owns Derby Weekend now. So this guy's like the third coolest guy there after Jack Harlow and Travis Kelce. Then it goes to Frack Harlow, then sub Frack Harlow. Then this one guy saw in a full suit with a Tribbley. That guy, probably fourth.
Full suit with a Tribbley.
That was pretty cool. That was I saw a quartet group. I also saw. Do you know who Will Mahoney is? That was like the coolest. Yeah, that was like the coolest guy I saw there. Where I'm like, oh shit, I know who that guy is. I did what I will later in this episode kind of criticize a man for doing to me the next day. But I like saw him once and I'm like, is that him? Okay, yeah, he's got like a pretty distinct look. And I gave him a little nod and he gave me a little nod. Later, we're stuck in two lines passing each other like ships in the night. And I'm like, hey man, funny stuff. Funny stuff. He gave me the most dismissive, like, just
is this
shot
guy
me
like
down.
a TikTok guy?
Yeah, but he's like actually, he's like, I find him funny, So I'm like, I'm going to tell this guy I find him funny. Not saying he's rude or anything, just not a super, maybe this is the wrong environment.
Yeah.
But very not interested in talking to a guy like me, which I understand.
That was my run-in with
aren't.
Churdley's, and I'm hoping that it might be because he was the most fucked up I've ever seen a human being, and so I'm going to give him a pass on that.
Always a lot of, you never know what's going through someone.
Yeah.
Maybe he just fell for the fake Jack Harlow and he was embarrassed. Yeah. And he didn't want to talk. He's like, I just got a picture with some guy. I looked at it. It's not even him.
Jack Harlow.
I just went in the back.
Turns out it's not even him.
Give me a hand job. Not even the real one. Also, a weird trend of that weekend.
Yeah.
Listen, I really don't smoke cigarettes, guys. And I don't think you should. However, when I'm drunk, I become a monster. Okay. I see a cigarette. It's like I see it before I see the person. First one I saw at that party, because a pretty classy affair, and I think people were afraid. They had a cigar booth, which I'm like, come on, I don't want a fucking cigar. They had like 20 cutters out, real classy,
Yeah, cigar, like, is that a social thing to smoke a cigar?
If you're in a suit with a Tribbley, yeah.
I feel like that's such a solitary. I don't know.
I feel like you don't pass it around as much.
Yeah,
a thinking man's. Yeah, well, it's for all the people posed up.
Well, I want to go muse. I want to go contemplate, overlooking my domain. That's when I pull out a cigar. I don't feel like I'm gonna go hang out with a friend and smoke a cigar. It seems weird. Yeah, because it's not something you pass.
Because you're not.
If
classy,
some guy
dude.
asked to draw my cigar, I'd be like, "Fuck off!" Like, get the hell.
Soaking wet. You don't want this.
I've been sucking on this like it's a nipple for like the past 20 minutes.
I will not be able to finish it, but it's mine. It's all mine. Yeah, I was not looking for a cigar, but I saw someone smoking a cigarette, and I went up to him, and it was a girl. Guess, believe it or not, hot, but it was someone that in high school or freshman year of college or something. I think we matched on Tinder. So, like, we've been following each other on Instagram for years. And it was just one of those people where I'd be like, you're hot, when I was just a stupid boy, I'd be like, oh, you're so hot. It was her, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is that person. But I'm like, oh, they won't recognize me. Immediately, like, oh, your name's my Instagram. Like, oh, you're blank. Gave me a cigarette. Gone. Did not like the real, maybe it wasn't feeling the in-person. Very nice, though. And I got a cigarette. But it was a weird, like...
That's it? That was the only bit of interaction?
We talked for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, what do you think of this party? She's like, it's weird. It's very odd. I'm like, yeah. There's a weird girl rules. Congrats on making the cut. And she, whoa. No, it was fine, but it was just, it wasn't magical. Okay?
Gotcha.
It wasn't like some awesome reunion. But later that weekend, day later, I'm at a concert for Always, good band, and I asked a guy for a cigarette on the balcony, as I would. I scoped him out 5 minutes before.
You are such a fucking bum, by the way. I'm sorry, dude.
No, that's what it is.
90% of your any story you have is just like,
well,
so
when I speak
combing my way
trend,
through a crowd looking for somebody with cigarettes.
3 times this happened that weekend where I'm like, please,
do I need to give you a company card for just cigarettes?
No, see, I don't want to own cigarettes. I don't want to go and buy.
That's your.
I don't want to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Is begging someone?
Well, no, that's not my. It's also like, I don't know, just kind of an easy way to start talking to a group, I guess. Being like, hey, gonna get most of the time, people don't give a shit either. Yeah. Also, let me preface this. I always offer to buy one, okay? I always have a little bit of cash. I'll give them $5 for a cigarette. That's an incredible deal. If you're a smoker.
Dude, I can't talk shit. I just told you about begging Clean to go back to his house.
Please, wait. Yeah. That's me, but with a drunk cig. Yeah. And I asked the guy, and he's like, I know who you are. I'm like, fuck. Okay, well, now it's like this reputation I'm brewing of just being a creep, that goes around asking for cigarettes.
I saw Poob in public. He asked me for a cigarette.
Well, it was funny because he was like, I saw you earlier and couldn't tell it was you. I'm like, well, now you probably are pretty. And
now
also,
you're 100% certain.
Guess what hat I'm wearing? Guess what kind of guy I look like? He's like, I couldn't tell if it was you or just there's a lot of guys that look like you at this concert. I'm like, that's incredibly fair. Really nice guys, friends, very nice. We talked for a while. It's happened multiple times, not been recognized much, but for some reason there's a trend of people being like, I don't want to make it weird. They'll say that out loud. And, one time it's like, you're not making it weird. You're fine.
Yeah.
Twice? Okay. Whatever. It's fine. Then when it gets into 5-6 times where I then talk, and I'm trying to really bring this guy in, I see him in there alone at one point. I'm like, come watch the concert with us. Come on. He's like, I don't want to make this weird. And eventually I just had to tell him, I'm like, dude, the more you say that, just some pro tip, it's making it feel weirder for me. The more that you have to emphasize how not weird it is.
Yeah.
It's like me being like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but can I have one? I don't smoke them, but it's like, yeah, I'm starting to think you might smoke cigarettes. It just started to get weirder. Super nice guy though, Shay, I believe. Shout out for being at that concert and giving me that drunk cig.
Okay, but keeping that in mind, when they say that at least means that they have some concept of themselves in that situation.
That's fair. It's also probably like a nervous response because
it's okay to be nervous. But what's weird is when the people are weird and they have no idea that they're weird. For example.
That's worse. Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was in Target.
Okay.
With my entire family. And I'm carrying Olivia on my shoulders. I got Madeline by the hand. And have you ever noticed that someone you can tell even from 50 feet away if someone's making eye contact with you?
Dude, it sounds self-centered when you say it, but I know exactly you can tell when someone is I think I know that guy from somewhere. Because people don't normally look at you that long.
It's not just looking at you. It's you could, if you scan a crowd of 200 people, if there's just someone just locking eyes with you, it's okay, that guy's looking at me. You can tell even from peripheral before you even lock eyes with him. There was a guy doing that, and he had his phone just obviously taking pictures of me from a distance. And I was like, okay, first of all,
just a pervert. Yeah.
I'm my whole family's here, dude. You taking pictures of me
in the middle. Delete that picture
in the middle of Target, and at first I was like, well, maybe he's just nervous to say anything to me, and he doesn't want to, I guess if you're an idiot, you might think that's a better version of I don't want to bother him, so I'll just take a picture of him and his entire family,
he's
from a distance.
You move a cereal and he's in the other aisle,
spying on me.
He's behind the toilet paper.
But after he did that. For probably 25 seconds, he then comes over and says hi to me. I'm like, dude, if you had the balls to come over and say hi, just ask for a picture. Don't fucking film me from a distance. It's just the weirdest Abby was
thought it would last
that
longer.
Makes me fucking uncomfortable. That knowing that this weird little gremlin
being
guy
perceived.
has pictures of my kids on his phone now. You know,
that is really weird. Yeah, don't bring the family into it.
Don't. Okay. Yeah, just if you see me, I can. Dude, I'm telling you, I carry at all times. You know, I might fucking shoot you if you come up to me aggressively.
You take a picture of me, I'm well within my right.
Yep. No. If you just come up to me and say hi and ask for a picture, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Don't take pictures of my fucking family from a distance. It's weird.
Not to be weird, I just took 14 pictures of you and your family, and I've got a couple favorites. Okay? And I've got a couple that are keepers. Okay, man. Are you going to fucking kill me?
In like not in like a photogenic moment. I'm like, Olivia, can you like stop? Like one of them's like pulling my fucking ear, and I'm like, Madeline, you can't go that way. Like, follow me. It's probably like I'm probably fucking.
Can you get one where I'm mewing or something, man?
Yeah.
Like, come on, please.
Could you get one where I'm not threatening my kid in public? Like, that'd be
Spanking
awesome.
my kids. Yeah. That is that's super weird.
Yeah, it was very, very odd.
But also, you know, like I get it to a degree, but not really. I think once you've had it happen a couple times, what am I saying? I don't get it. You're a fucking freak, dude. If you're watching this, you take a picture of me, fucking kill you.
I'm telling you guys, if you think you might be nervous doing that type of shit, you guys should go to a convention or something where for something you're interested in, whatever it may be. If you're interested in streamers or whatever, go to TwitchCon, talk to one of these people for like 20 seconds, and you'll realize they're human beings.
They're more scared of you.
Yeah, they're just
than you are of them.
Honestly, I've noticed a lot of like the internet personalities. You get them in person, there's a lot of motherfuckers looking at their shoes, dude. There's a lot of on the spectrum people that use the internet as like a veil where they can kind of
get them there.
Brian, you can unleash their personality on the internet. You get them in person, all of a sudden,
Mr. Quiet, huh? Look what happened. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had that where like a guy will come up to me and I'm like, why am I so scared? Like I'm shaking. I don't know if this guy's gonna kill me. I don't know what he's got on him. No, it's just it is. I don't know. It's like a huge ego boost though, or something. It's just a cool thing when someone recognizes you. At least, I mean, you get it way more often, so you're probably tired of it or something, especially with your family. But I have one friend, my friend Jesse. I think I've said this before, and now it's happened plus one more times. I don't like being seen with him because one, he's just looks like a male model. He looks like me, but better in every way. Taller, better hair, tanner, just awesome bones, like great body.
His bones are insane.
Yeah, great bones. I've seen him in an X-ray. Insane, strong. Every time I've gone out with him like 3 times to an event or something. Every time it's like no one will, see me in Indianapolis that knows me for a year. When I'm with this guy, it'll happen, and every time he's like, dude, this happens every time you go out. Like, that's insane. He doesn't even know what I do, really. Yeah. He's like, you must be so big. I'm like, no, Jesse. It's every time I'm with you. Like, something about you. I think they see you first, and then they look down, and then they notice me or something. Yeah. But he's like, he has a very skewed idea, kind of like my family now. When I saw that guy in Barnes & Noble, they're like, oh, my God, this must happen all the time. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's just unlucky that I'm never alone, Yeah. I can never really just be myself around my fans, be my, internet self. I've got to be cool. I got to be a family man. But now Jesse, I actually kind of like it though, because he thinks I'm like the coolest guy ever. And I'm like, yeah, sure, man.
That's how I felt with that Drew guy in Vegas. I don't know if you met him. He just looked like Captain America. He was Drew.
Yeah,
he's like 6
Omid's friend from
he's shredded. And I'm like,
I've been in his house. Yeah,
don't stand too close to me, dude. It's like stand over there or something.
I know. I've got a couple pictures of him where I'm like, I'm gonna put this in the vault because it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. I look like a shrinky, and I look awful. It's like every picture I take with Jesse, I'm like, nah. Like you can keep it, man. I don't really want that shit.
Jesse on one side, Drew on the other.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. It would look like a joke picture. It looked like I went to like what are those called? Fucking that bar with the dudes outside that are shirtless.
Chippendales.
Yeah, it looked like I went to a Chippendales and paid for a picture. I'd be mortified to see that. Yeah.
I can get another beer.
No.
By the way, I my grandma ran out of room in her little apartment, so I'm holding on to her wheelchair.
Ran over by a reindeer. Oh, yeah. That's sweet.
Be right back.
Guys, I just finished a delicious Factor meal. You'll have to take my word for it. But summer's arrived. It's getting warmer out, and you want to work on that summer body. Well, Factor's got plenty of options that you can factor in. Protein Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, and they're ready to eat in 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. They've got 60 different add-ons on top of 35 different meal options to put those add-ons on. Factor that in when you're doing your numbers for your food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, every meal in between. Okay, they've got all the options that you could need, and you can keep your kitchen time to a minimum. Okay, 2 minutes, like I said, never frozen, fresh meals. Head to factormeals.com/4head50 and use code 4head50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code 4head50 at factormeals.com/4head50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. I hate these moments where he's gone. I feel like all of a sudden I'm scared. I just feel like it's just it's just you and I. You're just looking at me. I'm doing a little video for you. That was stupid. Why did I do that? Sam! Please come back. Please. It's like someone turned the heat up in here. Whew. It's getting hot in here. Oh, thank God. I hate when you leave.
Why?
I just get really scared. I feel like all of a sudden it's just Stalt and I, and he's just watching me, and I'm like, what do I do with my hands? It's freaky. I don't know. It's scary.
Everything we do comes with added Stalt judgment on top of that.
Oh, I do have another. Okay, this is the benefit. I'm going to say, this doesn't sound right, but when I ask someone for a random cigarette at a bar, they get something out of it. Maybe not that day, maybe not that week, not that month. I saw the guy. Okay, I went to a concert in Indy, my friend's small venue. Our friend's band was playing, sold out show. Okay, no more tickets left. I'm outside. It's pretty loud in there. It's pretty hot. I just go outside. I'm hanging out. I'm not even looking for a cigarette, okay? I swear to God. I'm just outside. There's a man I recognize because he looks like a wizard, if I want to be totally real. He's a very tall
Rick
man.
Levine? He was there?
I have written concert in Indy, Rick Levine moment with Wizard. But for a different reason than you'd think. But yes, he wears like a Hogwarts sorting cap. If you live in Indy, you've probably seen him if you go to Fountain Square. He's got like a huge duster. Looks like it's filled with potions and baubles. And like a year ago, I had asked that guy for a cigarette at a bar. And I just went up to him and I was like, dude, I remember you. You gave me a cigarette once. Like, thank you. And he's like, oh, yeah, what's up, man? Like, how's it going? And he's there with 2 other people. I'd bought an extra ticket. Nobody wanted it. Nobody showed up. Okay.
You give it a wizard man, cigarette wizard?
Well, yeah. I was like, anyone here want a ticket? Like, I've got an extra. And they're all like, oh my, they start freaking out. And the 2 people are like, yeah, we only came here because Wizard Man wanted to see if he could somehow get in, even though we told him repeatedly that it was sold out and he wouldn't get in. So we only came here to like give him moral support. And they're like, now you have to take this man up on his offer. You have to go in there. And then they all looked like kind of, what would you call them? Warlocks and witches. They all kind of had a group vibe.
Yeah.
I could tell they subscribed to some serious Rick Levine stuff because then they start going on about how this is
the stars have aligned.
Yeah, they were like, this is literally, and then it's like, I'm out of the conversation. They're like, you did this like by bringing your energy here, whatever. I'm like, I'm the guy with the ticket. What about me? Like, am I special? They're like, no, you're a vessel for magic to be carried through to this man, this wizard. Got him a ticket, goes inside with me, turn around, he's gone. He did not want to hang out with me. He just right into the party. Kind of appreciated.
Yeah.
Because he smelled like a wizard too. But a very cool guy. Cool moment where it came full circle. Because he gave me that cigarette. I give him ticket. Not a bad trade. And now every time I've ever asked for one is forgiven. And I'm not a bum.
That's true. But
that was a $25 ticket.
You could have just held on to the ticket, not had to.
And then what?
Oh, I guess this is a win for Wizard Guy, not for you.
It's a win for both of us, kind of.
Win for humanity a little bit.
Yeah, it's a win for the good guys and the wizards. It's a win for whimsy and magic in the world because science couldn't explain why he would be there and me be there and see each other. And luckily I was drunk enough to just, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. Hey, what's up? I would never normally do that. If I see someone I know, I'm like, oh, fuck. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Just drunk enough magically to go up because there's beer available. Kind of crazy. I would not normally get drunk. And it was just a Rick Levine moment.
You know what the inverse of that is? The worst possible way of seeing a person that you know in public?
The guy that wants to kill me.
I recently went to a breakfast restaurant, so I haven't woken up yet.
Okay.
And
is it the one you took me to?
Yeah. And they sit me next
Cracker Barrel.
Next to a family member that I'm not too close with. They're just next to us and like 3 feet away. And they are obviously in the mood of like, we say hi to these people at family functions, but we're not like homies. And so we just awkwardly ate next to each other while like kind of whispering to each other without talking to them. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? And then that was it.
Okay. I thought you meant you didn't even do that.
No, I did say hi.
Insane.
But we were obviously both like, we came here to fucking eat breakfast and talk to our spouses. We didn't want to, because me and Abby, we go out to eat all the time when the kids are in school. It's like the only alone time we get.
Ew. I just tried to spit a loogie in this cup and I missed. Sorry, guys.
Can I do a little sideway about, I went on like
I've been hogging the mic.
Yeah, well, you had.
Yeah, you can talk about.
That awesome.
Talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. And
awesome Jack Harlow impersonator. That is honestly the saddest job I could possibly think of. But
it's not a job. It's a passion. I don't think he's getting paid.
Do you think he gets laid?
I asked the girl that because we left before it ended. I'm like, did you see that guy go home with like groupies or I don't even know what they'd be. Chicks don't want to bang this guy. And she was like, I think he did pretty well. So I don't think it's a bad gig.
Yeah. Well, remember when I was trying out different substances to see like Zins and stuff, see if I...
Yeah.
Well, boy, I have discovered a new one. It's this stuff.
Oh, give me some.
And I saw...
I
saw a... there was all these videos. Yeah,
let's build.
We're changing this now. Yeah. No,
finance.
Yeah, this is now going to become a crypto bro podcast, okay? Yeah.
I saw hot bitches and I taught them about crypto.
Yeah. No, I've been watching like some clips of Oktoberfest and
the movie?
No, like the actual just event Oktoberfest.
Right.
And at those like beer gardens, they'll just have like fat lines of Coke. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, is it legal over there? And like these lines were way too big to be taking, I think, if you're drinking too, because it's like you can poison yourself if you drink and do Coke at the same time. Like, it's not a good combo. And these are some fat ass lines. And I kept looking into it. It turns out it's not Coke. It's something called Schneeberg. Schneeberg.
I thought you totally just did powdered sugar. That's a real thing that you just did.
Yeah, it's called Schneeberg. And it is a menthol powder. And so after a couple beers, right, you drink, who's that handsome fella right there, huh? Oh my God, what a guy. Oh my God, you look just like my cup guy.
That's hilarious.
And then we also put my dead friend right there in the middle. Shout out to Brian. Even though he did show up in my latest video, and everybody was like, "Oh, he is alive." I thought you guys were serious. No, you idiots. Brian didn't die. We just fired him.
Brian can't die, you idiots. Yeah. He'll never die.
Do you think this man, look at those eyes. Do you think he can die? Are you kidding me?
The man that's there at the end of time.
Yeah, look at that's the man that judges you when you die, okay? No, after you have like like let's say 3 or 4 beers, you know how like your throat and just your sinuses and everything get kind of like sour because it's all the beer. You can tell your breath is fucked up, and you kind of get like just sluggish feeling. You do a fat line of Schneeberg. It's like a menthol powder. It's almost like you chewed a piece of gum and also rubbed it up and down your throat. Like it's a little bit of everything. It just kind of wakes you up. It freshens you up a little bit. Not entirely pleasant to do. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of like, it's almost like snorting menthol powder when you really,
it doesn't.
So in Sam's substance testing, I give this one a 4 out of 10.
Think it's insane that you are actively trying to become addicted to something and you've been experimenting with different substances, but also have the willpower to be like, nah. Like,
that's what I did with the Zens, dude. I was like, Zens, like I don't get a nicotine high. Like I get a nicotine high. I don't get it. Like I don't understand the allure. You know, Schneeberg doesn't actually do anything to you. It's just kind of obnoxious, and I think maybe German people think it looks cool.
You just ordered that online?
Yeah, just bought some Schneeberg off Amazon.
I'd love to get some Schneeberg because you've seen our butler. We had fake lines of cocaine at the party, but we had to tell
cheap,
people
dude.
like, do not snort this because it is cleaner. I put
Wait,
Schneeberg on there.
Is it like a Braxo or something?
It was like rat poison or something. I don't remember, but we put it out there just as a joke, and then we got a friend like, "Oh, okay, give me some."
Wait a second,
Schneeberg. What?
That actually, I've only had it like not drinking beer. I'm not gonna lie, it works almost like a palate cleanser.
So
and it's like
when I drink beer, I don't want to taste the first sip of beer ever again.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying it's like you drink beer.
Well, I'm still obviously like I'm a little bit tipsy, but like when I drink this, it's like it's fresher. It's like a fresher.
Okay, that could be. I'll experiment with Schneeberg. Thank you.
Yeah,
let me write that down.
Yeah.
It's also
in the
hilarious.
same way that you sniff like coffee beans in order to like smell a different fragrance, you know, so you don't get like nose blind to stuff. It's like a palate cleanser. It's like a beer cleanser.
You should go to like a fancy diner and on third course. Hold on, I've got something for this. Sir, you cannot. No, it's Schneeberg. Trust me,
I went to a fancy restaurant before where, as a palate cleanser, they gave. I think they gave me. It was like a mint sorbet to kind of like cleanse my palate before they did the actual
course
dessert.
2.5.
Yeah, it was just like one little scoop of sorbet. Interesting. Yeah, next on the list though is heroin. I don't know if you guys.
I'm gonna be stepping up my game.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I got an email that was like the most heartfelt thing in the world. They're like, Sam, I noticed you've been going down a dark path. Look, I drink during podcasts and at family gatherings and evenings where I have to hang out with my family. I relegate it to just like a fraction of my life.
Only when you're at home.
Yeah, only when I'm at home. Only when I'm awake. Can't drink and stuff at night while I'm sleeping. So honestly, I barely have time to do this stuff. But I think I'm in control.
I would love to see us just completely flop. I haven't drank a beer in like a week because I got so hungover in Louisville. I'm like, I'm getting too old for this shit. After that Frack Harlow party, I had one of those all day, like, I'm dying. I don't feel good. Couldn't move. Was nice because I got to watch Planet of the Apes. Second new one. So solid.
By the way, the hypothetical. I've heard from people that when you do coke and then you like afterwards it's like that taste that supposedly you get on the back of your tongue. This is very pleasant to do a nice little snort and blast yourself with some more menthol.
That's cool. Yeah, we should get people. You should get people on that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring this next to TwitchCon. A party at TwitchCon. Everybody's gonna be super pissed.
What the fuck is this? Fentanyl? This tastes like fentanyl.
This is bullshit. By the way, speaking of Planet of the Apes, I know I've spoken on the podcast before about my daughter's fear of gorillas.
Gorillas in the woods.
Yeah, gorillas they think there's gorillas in the fucking woods, and then some asshole sent me gorilla food, and I dumped it in the woods, and they saw me dump the gorilla food in the woods, and they're like, if there's no gorillas here,
damning thing, you could have
why
done.
are you dumping gorilla feed in the backyard? I really have no defense for that. I can't. They don't understand the concept.
Seems almost intentional.
Yeah. I think whoever sent that was playing some serious 4D
I think
chess.
you did some serious chess, okay? Being like, I'm going to dump this gorilla feed in the woods they're afraid of being littered with gorillas.
I can't put a 50-pound bag of gorilla food in my trash can.
You can just keep it.
For what?
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, I don't want to. It was huge and it stunk. It stunk like gorilla shit or whatever. And then the worst was like Toast Rat came in when I got it, and he was like, "Oh, you should really send that to a zoo or somebody that has like great apes. I'm sure they would love the free food." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude! Don't mention that." Yeah, like I'm throwing this shit away. That's actually
a pretty good idea.
As soon as I looked it up, it cost me like $200 to send this thing to the nearest zoo. It's 50 pounds. Anyways. Now, so I finally convinced my kids, like, gorillas aren't here. Like, I showed them on Google Maps where gorillas are. There's a lot of ocean between us and gorillas. Like, there's no chance you'll ever see them. And the fear kind of subsided. And then, for some reason, on, like, it might be, like, HBO Kids, like, the kids' profile on HBO, they just have a huge ad for I was about to say Age of Empires. What's the name of that fucking
Planet of the Apes?
Planet of the Apes. They had a huge like banner ad for Planet of the Apes on the kid's profile, and the fucking gorillas are riding horses and shit, and they have like they're going like ah, like it's one of the new ones.
We kill kids.
Yeah, we're on a kid hunting party, and it's like chimpanzees and gorillas and an orangutan all on horseback, and that was another thing. Like,
badass.
My oldest has realized that some things aren't as smart as us. And so she was like, our
daddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my daughter had a Forrest Gump moment where I was like, oh, you can read? Okay. That's cool.
You teach me?
Yeah. She's surpassing me in reading comprehension. That's sad. No, she was like, are gorillas as smart as us? And I was like, no, like they don't even talk to each other. They do like a lot of body language. They're not that smart.
They're pretty goddamn smart compared to a lot of other
like
stuff.
Us, but
yeah,
they don't think on the same level that we think on. And I was like, intellectually, kind of like just like a smart dog, maybe. I don't know, like a border collie and a gorilla. Are they on the same intellectual scale?
There's not a goddamn chance. A gorilla's got to be like significantly smarter than a smart dog, I would think.
I don't know. Gorillas seem so fucking stupid. Anyways, now she's seen them like having rifles, like riding horses and shit. I can't tell her like, yeah, that's made in a computer. Like that's made.
James Franco developed a serum, okay, to cure Alzheimer's. Okay, are you following?
Yeah.
It got out of hand.
So they basically think I'm a fucking liar now. It's because they don't understand what CGI is.
They don't trust you.
Yeah, they don't trust
I really
me
want to see the new Planet of the Apes. Those movies rock. I
got burned by watching the Mark Wahlberg one.
I've been saying that for a while, okay, guys, like at least a week, that the three that came out in the past whatever years, very solid. Second one, Dawn or whatever, masterpiece. Third one might be my favorite, but I haven't watched it since theater. I'm going to do a rewatch soon, trust me. Movies are very underrated trilogy. I guess now, not just a trilogy, but
I have not seen them. I should give them a watch.
It's Matt Reeves directs the second and third one, or maybe just the second one. I can't remember. Very, very cool. The first one's the worst of the three, and I still think it's decent, but it's, all build up. But the second and third one, the CGI, I just watched one while I was in Louisville with Cash, and the whole time we're just sitting there like, how the fuck did they do this? How'd they make it look so good? Like, how does Andy Serkis do it? Okay, he's a master. How is Koba so, cool?
You know what's funny is there's more to that realistic portrayal than Andy Serkis. So he has to have some insane amount of creative control on like Do you think he checks in after he does his mocap and goes like, "You guys aren't fucking this up, are you? Like, I'm gonna look like a real monkey when this is done."
See, like the people in the mocap. There's been all these interviews this week where like they go to like ape training school to study how they move and shit, and they go to ape school and they're like, "Oh, dude," they're very good at like, like they do the little hand movements and
ape
shit.
Training school? Are you fucking serious?
Yep, it costs $20,000 a week. It's the most prestigious.
Is that a real figure or was that a joke?
No, that's a fake. I don't know the figure, but I don't think they have to pay for it because they're actors just learning about how apes move. But there's a lot of commitment behind the scenes of getting ape mannerisms.
There's such a funny amount of like a huge amount of industry that you can just come up with bullshit stuff around Hollywood.
Watch those movies. Tell me it didn't work. They act and feel like real like monkey men.
I feel like when Andy Serkis was reaching out to people going like, "Hey, I need to learn how to like be like an ape. Do you know any ape schools?" There was like a con man, like a Saul Goodman type that was like, "Yeah, dude, I run ape school.
Yeah, meet me at the zoo. Yeah. You have to buy your own ticket. Meet me by the gorilla.
Meet me by the gorilla enclosure. I'll teach you all about it."
Look how he's like, look how he picks his nose. Okay, think about that.
Yeah. Only shit in your hand if you have a target picked out that you're going to throw it at first. Okay, I've noticed they do that.
Yeah. Intro to ape school. Okay, you got second period, how to peel a banana. Third period. Nah, I can't. I'm not going to keep going. Monkey bars. Nah. Something about recess. Nah, I don't want to talk about it anymore. That seems like a low bar. Oh, high enough to hold to do monkey. Nah. I'm done. Riff over. Oh, sorry.
Would you trade your normal human feet for monkey feet? I feel like that's an evolutionary setback. I get that we can go faster than them. That's true.
I have feet that aren't right.
I need to ask a person that has like just good feet to begin with.
Yeah, I would trade these feet for a duck's feet. Okay.
I'd trade those for like club feet or something.
Yeah,
for more hands. Pirates have where they cut it off and they just have peg leg.
I think it's called a peg leg. It's like called where they do an incision right above the knee, insert a peg leg. I think being able to, I mean, it's like Beast from X-Men. I've got X-Men written on here, guys. X-Men 97's the truth. Very good on Disney. Watch it with your kids, Sam. Incredible animation. But Beast is always, he's got like monkey feet. He's just hanging upside down doing little equations and stuff. Oh my God, that'd be very cool. To like, I mean, but then again, if I had monkey feet, could I run?
No. Sex would be insanely dominant, though. There would be.
Oh my God.
There would be no chance. I'd be holding legs back with my feet.
I'd be inventing new sex positions that I haven't even been dreamt of. Except for in Planet of the Ape, like porn. I'd be doing some really crazy monkey antics.
Yeah. You're about to be choked with my feet, lady, okay?
I'd be jerking off with my feet and like using my hands to go behind my head. Holy shit. Oh, we're back.
Yeah, we're fucking back.
Nailed it. Jerked off. Talked about it. Once again, while I was with my mom on Mother's Day, she's like, "Why don't you just tell me the name of the podcast or whatever?" I'm like, would not like it. Would not like it. And then later we were telling family stories.
If there's ever a moment, audience, where all of a sudden a third of our catalog gets removed, it's because Poob's family has discovered it.
If I'm wearing a suit one episode and I go, "Salutations, my online acquaintances."
We should perform one just solid one that you
send it to her under like a moniker.
Yeah.
The Sam podcast. Okay, guys. I can't even think of a serious topic. I try to think of one.
Is
guys,
it just us or are things getting a little bit crazy out there? I think we should.
It's getting hairy out there. Hairy like Planet of the Apes.
How about that weather, guys? Shit. Is it hot or what?
That's basically what we've already talked about. What about that weather? Tornado? What about jerking off? But once again, for the first time ever, my mom was talking about, well, I've prefaced this really oddly to say, talking about me as a kid. That's not true. She talks about that a lot. But she was talking about how they found a bunch of my kids' stuff recently. And there was one of those, like, where you do
a flip
Post-its.
book.
Yeah, Post-its make a little flip book.
Yeah.
And I made one when I was like 6 about like my testicles or something. And they were like talking to each other, and then they did a dance or something. And which I'm like, okay, that feels on brand. But she told me, yeah, I saw that, and I thought, that's actually really funny. And she said, a lot of people always tell me you're funny. I don't see it. But that was one of the first things I've seen where I'm like, oh, maybe he is funny. And then I thought, maybe she would like the podcast. Maybe she'd finally think I'm funny if she heard me talking about.
She doesn't think you're funny?
Nah.
Your mom sounds like a bitch, dude.
My mom's not a bitch, but she's just. I'm also
in private combos. You tell me like I'm so fucking scared of her.
Okay, well, this is, dude. Like my mom will find this one day, but I will say,
terrified of her.
No, everyone in my family is scared of her because she deems respect. Okay, she is now the matriarch of the family.
Yeah,
and she is she is a woman you do not want to cross or trifle with because she can become very serious. I am scared of her, but I also love her. And she doesn't find me funny, probably because, to her credit, I'm not normally cracking a lot of jokes around her. I'm like complaining and stuff, I'm like, I'm just being her kid. I'm not trying to entertain her.
Yeah.
But then they also told a story about how when I was a kid, I went in their room and was like, I've got a garbanzo bean stuck in my penis. And I had thought I somehow put a garbanzo bean inside my own penis and was like talking about they had to take me to the hospital. And I thought that was also like, I don't remember that, but she's like, that was one of the funniest things.
Okay. Did they actually bring you to the hospital? What?
No, they were just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I don't even know why, but I was convinced that I'd, I guess, put one in my penis or that there already was one in my penis.
Yeah.
I don't even think I really understood what a garbanzo bean was, but I was
Did you know what a penis
sure.
was? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I knew what my penis was.
Gotcha.
For a long time. I've been pretty aware of that.
How old were you? Like 12 or something? Like,
oh, it feels funny. It doesn't feel funny. I remember asking my dad, like, why did my pee-pee get hard? Like, what's going on?
Oh my God, how sheltered were you, dude?
I was like 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, it's called a boner. Saying like, it's like blood. And I'm like, what? Okay, like there's blood in my penis. There's garbanzo beans in my penis. What isn't in my penis? And what's my penis not in?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny that she thought my comic book of nuts talking or something was like, oh, I get it now. You're funny.
Oh, okay. Man, I used to think that I used to draw Dragon Ball Z characters a lot, and I think I showed
you talked about this recently where you're like, it's a really, really good drawing. And it was like...
It was fucking horrible. It was horrible. Yeah.
But
I think I talked about you, or I not talked about you. I talked with you on the phone. I haven't talked about this on the podcast. We recently went to like an art show for my oldest, and she had done some artwork, and it was like selling in there or whatever. And of course, every parent just goes in there and buys their own kids' artwork. It's a fundraiser thing. And we went in there and bought it. And then we finally got my grandma's house cleaned out. One of the last things I got out of there was they had found like some picture that I had drawn when I was exactly my oldest age. It was Madeline's age. So I was like 5, I think. And it was art that I had done for a art gallery that was fundraiser for the school.
Yeah.
And my parents had bought mine. My artwork swamps Madeline's artwork. Okay. Good. It's not even fucking close. Okay. This kid's a hack. I'm never going to say that to her face, but like, it's like, I put them up side by side and judge them harshly. Okay.
Derivative.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. Mine has the Statue of Liberty in it, okay, because I'm a patriot first and foremost. Okay, love this country. Gave me opportunities.
Realism.
Yeah. Had birds in it. You know, they were the little birds where they go like this, like whoop, like look like eyebrows.
So I still draw birds.
Yeah. Of course, I had the sun in the corner. Classic placement for the sun.
Kind of tacky, but yeah.
Hey, you know, this thing's got a little bit of everything in it. It got some trees. Everything's colored appropriately. Madeline's is some sort of like modern art or something. Like it's like, I don't know. Maybe she has to explain it to me or something, because there's not a coherent anything going on in here. It's just colors kind of slapped around.
What if she did explain it very well? You're not understanding, okay? The triangles.
You're obviously not the target audience, okay? This is about hope. Yeah, what if it's like it's got like deep subtext
Your
I'm not
work
picking up on.
Fucking bullshit, Dad. Okay, this is just smut.
You drew what
mine.
you see. I drew what I see in my heart, Dad. Okay, that's the fucking difference.
That's the only excuse to keep loving her. Yeah, we just had to clean out a closet upstairs. I had also my art has stayed like exactly the same of just drawing a guy and like giving him nipples. Always got like a guy with nipples or like just someone being
dude
chewed
with
in half.
nipples is funny.
It's hilarious and a little belly. And so many of my drawings are just like massive battles of like either Age of Empires style or Star Wars, or I went through a big phase where it was like dinosaurs eating people and a lot of just like blood, like shit. You'd look at me like, oh, this kid, something ain't good with this kid. But I found a couple. We were talking earlier about writing. I have a couple things I wrote in elementary that I remember one of them being like, this is a masterpiece, like this is good stuff in similar vein. But I'd actually written like 7 pages, which for just passion project as a child, everything's misspelled. But I wrote an incredible amount about one story, and I reread it. It's got promise. A lot of it's pretty derivative of. It's got a lot of clear Lord of the Rings influence.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a lot of Star Wars influence, but a lot of dialogue in it. Okay. And a lot of action scenes, a lot of build up, tension,
love interest.
The pros, incredible. The cons, non-existent. That's a little writing joke. Maybe. I actually don't know if that is, but, no love interest, not interested in that kind of shit. Okay, straight up violence, straight up. One of them's just like about a guy hunting dragons. One of them I think I've talked about before. It's basically Sausage Party, but way before. Okay, it's about vegetables and fruits fighting in a supermarket.
Is it also like an allegory for Christianity?
No.
Okay. So yours is cool. Oh, okay. A little.
No. It's got Grayson, okay, who's Grayson the Gray. Okay, he's Gandalf. Carrot Hood. Don't actually know what that's based off of. He's like this archer carrot. He's pretty cool. And I have like a list of I have one page just for the characters and like their traits and stuff. I'm like, this is pretty goddamn good for 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then I thought about, what have I done since? Nothing. Not a goddamn.
For 5th grade, I was thinking you were a lot younger when you were making this.
I mean, I say 5th grade just to give myself like one day if I find out it was in high school, or it could have been 2nd grade. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I was pretty illiterate until like junior high. And I found some notes where I'm like, Jesus, this is 6th grade. It's pretty sad. I have so many. I found one from 3rd grade, 7th grade, and like high school, where I write a vow to myself. I'm like, why do I feel so lazy? And like, why can't I do my homework? I vow to start doing my homework and like studying.
You wrote yourself a vow.
Yeah, and then like 2 years later, I'm like, I vow again. I will do, and I just never held up with it. And they always have subnotes where I'm like,
that's good.
You can tell I don't want to do it because I'm doing this instead of homework. I'm like, who's this for? What is it? It's for me to read one day and be like, you're still that little piece of shit right up here. You're still that guy.
I know my thoughts and my convictions are so they just come and go with the day or whatever. Like I can wake up and just be in one mood, of beliefs, and then the next day I wake up and I go, I believe none of that shit that I was a diehard fan of yesterday. I've never written anything like that down because I know the next day I'm going to be like, what's this fucking lame shit?
I've written a lot of that.
And it would just be sad. Did you feel a little bit of sadness reading it and knowing you
everyone I read, I'm like,
follow through at all?
It's like, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to be better. One of them's like, I don't like
what
how
you do
mean
is you
I've been.
create a mental fork in the road right there where it's like the version of me reading this is the version that didn't do that, and somewhere there's a ripped smart version of me that did
I'm
follow
upstairs
that.
in my pigsty and my big diaper, and I'm like, what do we got here? I'm drunk as fuck at 8
a.m.
a.m.
You do that?
who's this little bitch? And then I see sign Sam. And I'm like, no. And then my alternate self out there somewhere is doing awesome. He's doing really well.
He goes, thanks for that vow back in 5th grade.
Yeah, his 7th grade one's like, wow, that really worked a charm. I'm off to Harvard at 7th grade. I'm the smartest kid ever. Yeah. But the one from like 7th grade's like, why am I being so mean to? I feel like I've become like more evil. Like I feel like I'm being just mean to people for no reason.
You're the most introspective teenager I've ever heard of. Dude.
Well, I was confused, like, let me go to my diary. This will solve all my issues.
I just had pointed contempt, and then there was no introspection. I was just, why would I write that down?
Well, like the book I wrote these podcast notes in's got like some of this shit from like 5 months ago, where I'm like,
you're still writing stuff down?
Yeah, but this one even
Wouldn't
has.
You be terrified if like a person read that?
Well, that's why I always do subnotes for like, in this book I've got like, hey guys, if I die and you read this. This is not really how I am all the time. This is just like, I'm pretty sad right now. And I'm writing
what are called pleas for help.
Yeah. This is kind of the dark corners of my mind, my twisted mind. And in one of them, I'm like, this really, if like you're my kid or something, way down the line, you're reading this does not convey, I'm actually pretty funny. This book seems like a very grim telling of a man that's soon to kill himself, but it's actually a hope story. Where I make a vow every day, and then the next day I go, vow broken. Why?
I have a journal, and I'll fill out a page. Actually, I call mine a ledger.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, because I mostly just keep accounts of my various grudges and how they're going, and whether or not
I have a separate grudge log. Yeah.
Anyways, in my ledger, when I fill out a page, I usually just take it out and burn it. Because I'm like, I don't want anybody to ever read that shit.
Drinking a glass of scotch.
I burn that shit.
In my library.
Yeah.
This is drivel. Yeah. This is bullshit.
It's not that it's written poorly or anything. It's just like, I don't want people to know this. Okay. Like, why would I put ammunition in this book? That is insane.
There has been times where I'm like, when I was driving through that kind of tornado, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff in my house I would like to clear up first before people start going. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. My grandma's house, like they just left my grandma's house unlocked, and they're just people. The vultures have come in, and people just go in there and take something they want. I'm like, holy shit! If I died, do not take this journal. Do not, or if you do, read it through the lens of. Maybe just give me a little bit of a break.
That's why you have to tell your roommate and be like, look, these are some things that I have. You're a non-family homie that will burn it all in the backyard.
Please. Well, but also there's a part of me where I'm like, do I want it burnt? Or do I want someone 15 years from now to be like,
I'll pay him to send it to me, and then I'll publish it.
$10,000. Yeah.
I'll publish it as Poob's memoirs.
Call to arms. Yeah. We should all make a vow to work harder, and we should be better. Yeah. It's the most uplifting top seller of all time. Ramblings of a Madman. Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, like I'm never gonna reread most of this because most of it would just make me horribly sad.
All you're doing is just laying down ammo for a future person to.
That's such a bad perspective on like trying to understand myself a little better or something. This is ammo for your enemy. The enemy's gonna get that.
That's my mentality, dude. Understand myself better. Any attempts I've made to do that has only made me wake up in a worse mood the next day, okay? Maybe I want this to be an enigma, okay? Maybe it's okay that it's an enigma. Oh, he's showing off doodles now?
No, this is what your child drew for me.
Oh, hold on. She drew a great one to me. Hold on.
See, she can draw sometimes. Not very well, though. That's just a big piece of dog shit. Oh, sorry.
Hope that wasn't about Madeline's drawing.
No, that was about a piece of dog shit I just saw on the ground.
Okay,
my dog shitting everywhere.
So I have some reason to be concerned because we found we have this big, it's like a little notepad, and we found at the back of it, Madeline's been drawing some really weird shit. it says, wait, hold on, that's the drawing. And it says dad's butthole or his penis. which is the best. And then this one says dad's hiney or his peanut.
Oh my god. Yeah, I never drew anything that crude, dude. Holy shit. That kid's gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Dad's butthole or penis. Yeah. At least up for interpretation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, dude, thank God for a fucking art gallery.
Right. Well, because there's definitely like an age where it's like I should be like covering up around my kid. And I realized that about 6 months ago. That's about the age where I should be covering.
I don't even
up.
like being naked around my dog.
Well, dude, like kids are just up in your shit. Like if they hear the shower going, they just come in and go, "Are you in here showering?" It's like, what the fuck do you think? It has a shower in it. That's the only thing in this room. You hear that on? I
would never do that as a kid. I had great judgment.
Really?
And I would never embarrass my father.
They'll come in and wipe all the fog off the window. What you doing in here?
Your butthole or penis?
Yeah.
God.
No, we say penis and they go, she doesn't know what that word is, so she thinks it's peanut, which is why she wrote peanut here. His butthole or his peanut.
Well, that's still a weird grouping.
It is. Yeah.
Why is she writing peanut by butthole? Yeah. Do you not flush one day? There's some corn in it or something?
Yeah, these drawings rock though.
Those are awesome. Yeah, those are like those are something where one day down the line you'll be like, look at this. They'll make you crack up, laugh.
Oh shit.
Well, do you want to have something else that'll make you crack up and laugh?
Yeah, what's that? Is this a genius segue? Is this a real subtle segue into another topic?
Yeah. Okay. Do you have something else you want to talk about first?
No, mine was also a segue into a separate topic. So I guess.
I just wanted to keep it light, keep it fun.
Oh, not me. Topic I was going to talk about some real dark shit. Okay, you first.
Grandma funeral. Matriarch has fallen. I've written here. Guilt. Lady going, who are you at funeral? Embarrassing me. My own grandmother's funeral. Okay, I wasn't around enough. My bad. But no, yeah. One of the reasons we haven't done a podcast, my grandma died. I went to Louisville. My car broke down. Then I went right to a funeral. It was, believe it or not, a very somber affair, but it's very beautiful. Yeah. My default in any awkward situation, I'm always like, hey, how you doing? Like, what? How are you? I said that to my aunt, and she's like, tears in her eyes. Like, what the fuck is this kid? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sorry, man. Oh, oops. My friend Cash came, very nice, but also super funny because he's like totally flubs social interactions a lot. He gets so nervous about it. He had been picking his thumb like out of nervousness on the drive, and as soon as he tried to put on his tie, he touched his collars, just got blood all over his white like shirt, and was like, oh fuck, instantly, pit stains everywhere. He's freaking out. Had to, he's already running late.
This guy sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's like he's my deal there. He almost ruined it for me. I learned a couple interesting things about my grandmother. As tribute, I'll pay. She was one of 13 kids. I did not know that. There's only
you said your family's left from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, they're from the mountains.
Yeah, they're from the Appalachians.
I made the boneheaded. I asked my mom, I'm like, how did they afford to have that many kids? And she's like, what? Those are the workers for the family. Like, they have to have that many kids so that they can like operate. Yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
They have a farm or something.
Well, they told a story about. They had like a very like Brady Bunch or something, a very classic little American family, but her dad was a coal miner. A lot of that in that family, a lot of coal miners down there. And he would go to the store and with scrip or whatever, coal miner cash, he'd buy a bunch of hard candy, and that was like the treat that they, it was like the only gift he could give him because he's got 13 fucking kids and he's a coal miner. And they said when he'd get home from work, their favorite part of the day is they'd all go out to him and grab one finger, be like, Daddy's home. And each of his like 10 surviving children would grab a finger and like guide him into the home. Horrifying thought, but also very sweet. But that makes me it's very beautiful.
That's one of those finite things where it's like you have only a certain amount of years to have that experience. Yeah. I'm sure on his deathbed he was like, I remember being led into my home by my little kids.
Even on my grandma's deathbed, that's one of her favorite memories. Really? And she would sit down while my great-grandma would wash laundry in the creek, and she would lay on her back and paint pictures in the clouds and stuff, and she later became a painter. Very cool. They showed a oh my God, it was kind of funny, but not really. Like, I'm also really bad in serious situations, I've got my friend next to me. It's like you're trying not to laugh and you look at your friend or making it funny. Very hard not to laugh during a couple of times they had it was really sweet, but it was a Mother's Day gift they had made her a couple of years ago where it's a PowerPoint, but it'd be like going through my mom, her sisters, and her brother that passed, and like on the PowerPoint it'd be really like sweet and serious, and then it'd have the craziest PowerPoint like whoosh, whoosh, whoop, 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 like dissolve, break back transitions, and I was like, holy shit, I did not see that coming.
Big star comes in.
Yeah. In 1932, Grandma was born or something. Like, holy shit. And my uncle, he always makes these, and at the end he had like his name productions. I thought that was funny too. Even it's like really nice of him to make it. He's married into the family, it's not his family, but he's the only one that does this kind of stuff. Really
watermarking a fucking PowerPoint for a funeral. Yeah, but rocks.
Yeah. No, we had made it years ago. Oh, okay. He was just re-showing it, but he was also very proud of it. He's like, I got this big PowerPoint, and you can hire me or something. No, it's
that
like
transition
a
pack
project.
I paid extra for.
Yeah, every time I go, whoosh, 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 he'd be like, not bad, huh? Computers, right? But my grandma's life, it's like it went from pictures of her as like looking like a human baby doll, like in a coal mine, to at some point she just became like she looked like Jackie Kennedy or something, just very fancy out of nowhere. Love to hear the story, what happened, because apparently Grandma was a baller. She balled out, and it showed that she saved a lot of money for her own funeral. And then my family had to pay a lot of money because people wanted, some of my cousins were saying, Grandma's a baller. We have to give her a baller funeral, which my mom and her sisters did not like to hear. They did not want to hear that terminology. And I think
it's non-ballers that don't like to hear about how baller people are.
Because he's like, me and Grandma bitching ballers. You guys...
Poor. You guys are the people that pay for our baller-ass funerals.
I told Sam about this before the podcast. I don't want to go into it, but I have a cousin that was very active, where my mom and her sisters were like very clearly the people to take care of the funeral. Very insistent on sending my grandma's dead body to space, which is probably the last thing she would ever want. I don't even think she likes space. I don't even think she likes the idea of it. Very traditional woman.
But you were talking about when they were casket shopping, he kept saying, he kept picking out the more expensive ones.
He picked out, he wasn't even paying for it. He picked out the most expensive casket, and his defense was Grandma was a baller. And my mom and her sisters are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, is she a baller? I don't know. Like, not really. But I mean, she clearly had some money hidden away. But to describe her, no one wants to hear that, okay? This is not the time to be throwing out compliments like baller. Call me baller at my funeral. Okay? Do not call Grandma baller. Oh my God. Yeah. This is a grandma that slept with a gun under her pillow and like grew up in the mountains. Like, I don't think she would want to be shot to space.
She was a baller, dude.
Yeah, she was a baller. I mean, she kind of was. To a point, she had a Cadillac. That was pretty baller. She loved to gamble. She's like the only person historically that had a gambling addiction and died up. She won the jackpot multiple times.
Really?
Kind of baller move.
Yeah, that is a baller move. That's what a meat aspires to be.
Yeah. Send her to the moon. She's a baller. She had bought her own gravesite before she died. Let's not do that. Let's pack her up in a bottle rocket, shoot her ass to space. She wants to be amongst the stars.
She was a baller. This guy knew her better than anybody, and I feel like
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. I mean, he knows her better than I do, apparently, which is a low bar. But because every time I've ever talked to her, she's like, "I'm an old lady," and I'm like, "Okay, do you have iPad?"
She's like, "I do not ball.
I hate you. I hate you. Yeah, know this about me. I am not a baller. Okay, if there's one thing about me,
before I die, I do not ball."
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw her in hospice, she's like, "I don't want to go to Mars." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now I get it. This guy's been trying to sow the seeds of space travel for our grandmother. She doesn't like it. Don't make her go there. But beautiful ceremony in the smallest little church. And they made me a pallbearer, which I've now recognized is a great honor. But at the time I was like, oh, fuck, what? Because they told me basically at the funeral.
A great honor? It kind of stinks, to be honest. I've actually done it once, actually.
I've done her twice. Get owned. More people that have died love me more than you.
No, the person I pallbeared for was because everybody else in the family was so old. They're like, please, God, have some young people to carry this dead motherfucker.
Well, dude, I was so fucking scared. Because they're like, no order to it. At one point, the guy is just like, can we get the baller bears up here? And I went up there, and I don't know my place. They put me at the front. You can't two-hand it, because that's not a baller move. Grandma's a baller. You have to do the one up.
Yeah.
And I'm up there with, some strong guys, some old guys. They didn't even us out great. Our side's a lot stronger. So insanely scared about the legacy I'd leave if I'm the guy to drop her and she coffin flops out, rolls out there. Like, I don't think my mom would ever forgive that. Yeah, I think that would be like basically you're excommunicado because you're so weak. You can't even lift grandma. But the goddamn coffin this guy picked out. Yeah. This like platinum coffin.
No, platinum's light. This was lead and gold, baby. Lead and gold.
Lead so that when she gets shot to space, she doesn't get radiation.
And gold because she's a fucking baller. Okay.
Yeah. And it had big disco dice on it that spun around. It was so fucking heavy. Yeah. And maybe, I am weak, but I'm like, geez, initial shock. Then again, we're in the smallest church ever. They're scraping me into plants, into walls. At one point, I hit the pew, and there's an old lady, her like existing sister. That's now the oldest woman in America. She's 90 something. I fucking bump into her, and I'm like, get the fuck out! Like, please get the fuck out of the way! Like, get. We had to load her into. This actually was pretty baller. She had a glass horse-drawn. No, a glass horse-drawn carriage that we like put her into like she's the Pope. And then we had to follow this horse for an hour to the graveyard and then get her back out. So scared again, the fear never left until she was put in the ground. And at one point I complained around the other pallbearers. I'm like, guys, this sucks, right? Like being a pallbearer blows. Not to play. They're all like, this is a great honor. This is she picked you out to be a pallbearer, you douche. Like, what the fuck are you? I'm like, it's heavy. It's really heavy.
It's heavy.
And that guy, the baller guy, he's up there, but he's, I can tell he's more just admiring the casket he picked out.
Yeah.
Than really lifting. He was fake lifting. Very scary. Almost not a fight, but a lot of drama circulating too. Because this church that my grandma had been going to, very small, as I keep saying, 4 women, I think, total went there, and they didn't have a pastor for a long time, and they just got one, so my mom was very adamant, like, I don't want this to be a preachy funeral. I don't want this to be, like, I don't want this pastor that doesn't know her to be like, oh my God, what a great lady we've lost, because our family's very protective about that shit.
I've had a funeral like that.
I love this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that guy's an asshole. What the fuck are you talking about? That's what happened to my mom's dad's funeral. So she was like because the guy was like, what a hero. And everyone's like, scary man. Like, I don't personally know him, but I know God would love him. They're like, no, God doesn't. No, he's going down. He's going down. But so she was very adamant on how it would be. And just small, like, micro things telling though everyone, me and my sisters will handle it. We're going to cater at our house after. It's going to be really nice food. Her church friends brought it was like corn dogs and little ham sammies and a bunch of soda into the basement of the church. And we're like, here's the food. We've got the food. Even though my mom told them no, like 5 times. Like, they brought their own food, and then everyone thought that was the food. So not a lot of people showed up to the after. It was just a weird. They have a leader of the old women, and she did a couple power plays where before the funeral she kept saying, like, your grandma really loved this one song. My mom's like, I've never heard her talk about. You've known her for like 6 months. Like, I've never heard her talk about this song. And the lady was like, when she was in the hospital, I'd go there and I'd sing her the song. My mom's, she doesn't have a choice. She's in a bed like, this lady's just singing her favorite song to my grandma all the time. She went up there and was like, I can't, oh my God, it's so hard to talk about this. She loved this song. It's reminiscent. I'm not going to get the lyrics right. She verbally said like half the song because my mom wouldn't let her play it at the funeral. And then she kept being like, it'd be like better if we could hear this song, right? And everyone's like, shut the fuck up, lady. Like, get the fuck off the stage. Yeah. And she just she talked more about this song than my grandma. It was like, I can't emphasize enough. She really loved this song.
She was a fucking writer on the song. Yeah. She's trying to get Spotify royalties.
Song. It's a good song for everyone, for families, for old people, for kids. It was just the weirdest speech. And then halfway through, she's like, I can't go any further. I can't go any further. And the whole family's like rolling their eyes. Like, you hang out with this lady once, a week for 6 months. Now you're like owning this funeral.
Yeah.
Old guy came up after, say, I told you about him. Tight five. Like, beautiful old man speech where he started with like sounded like he was dying. And then he just delivered an unprompted, unprepared, just only something a master wordsmith could do on the spot. Just a great story that brought everyone back together. And afterwards, at a funeral, he did a little lineup, which is funny too, because my brother.
What do you mean a lineup?
You do a lineup and people go by and are like, I'm so sorry for you. Like, they shake your hands or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a traditional funeral thing. Maybe we're just like, come on, give us some love. My brother is like biggest hate in the world. Even since he was a little kid, he hates basically being perceived or people, coming up to him, talking to him. Not like on an autistic level. He's just very adverse to, people. Basically
forced social interactions.
Yeah, my mom told a story about how when he was a little kid, he would avoid any birthday mascot or any in a mall like mascots, because even when he was like 4, he'd be like, they're gonna see me and know I'm a little kid, and then they're gonna want to come up to me. Like, we've got to get out of here. He hates that shit. You should see him if we do a like happy birthday. It looks like he's going to kill us. And then at the lineup, I mean, he made it out of that in about 10 seconds. He made it through 3 people. He's gone. That old lady came up. She comes up to me. She's like, who are you? Bitch, who are you? Okay, I'm the pallbearer. Okay. Yeah. That's a great honor. Who are you? The lady that loves this song I already forgot about must not be that good.
I'm the grandson of a baller. Okay.
Yeah. I've got baller jeans in me, bitch. You see my rental? My Kia rental? And she was like, who are you? Rude question. Okay. I'm Sam. And she's like, oh, right. Clearly my grandma did not talk about me much. And then she goes up to my sister and is like, oh my God, you must be blank. Like, oh, she wrote a song about you. I'm still right there. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. All right. Where's my song? Yeah. Diss track. Probably a baller diss track on me. But that was about it about that thing. It was just, it was a funeral.
Yeah.
Well done. I miss her. I love her. But now it's time I'm going to dig her ass up, shoot her to space, because that's what ballers want.
That's what ballers want. That's what
I'm going to shoot her into the next rocket to leave Earth and just blow all that shit up. Cause a Challenger level disaster. My grandma. I just thought, I think it is really funny to refer to her as a baller. And I do want to, my mom was like, you can go over to her house, just grab something. Feels wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Because everyone's already been doing that. When I go there,
you feel like a vulture swooping in. It's
like a lot of extended family that, we don't know them. They've gone in there. What the hell are you doing in there? I'm going to check under her pillow. I'm going to grab that gun. I bet it's still there. I'm going to come back with a fucking huge ass revolver. And it's going to be baller.
Baller.
It's going to be cool. I'm actually tuck it in and shoot my dick off.
I did get speaking of revolvers, when I got my grandma's house cleaned out, the guy cleaning out the house.
Pillow gun.
Found my grandfather's like Colt detective special. It's like a 38 special. And
sounds cool.
It's like a snub nose revolver, but it was apparently only given out to like federal service members.
Very cool.
And he used to be like a wage and hour. He used to work for the wage and hour administration. So he would go to like factories out in the middle of fucking nowhere and like make sure that they were paying their employees and stuff and like a fair salary. And weren't like fucking them over.
Pay off, bitch.
Well, like apparently that was a concern. He's told me before. He's like, you have no idea like how aggressive some of these like factory owners. Imagine going to like, just like the country in between cities. Like these are rural factories.
I couldn't imagine asking anyone for money ever. Yeah.
Well, he's not asking people for money. He's going like, can I look at your books? Can I look at your books? Like these factory owners are like, I will fucking shoot you dead. And so he had his little detective special tucked into his boot.
That's sweet.
I got that thing now. It's pretty sweet.
You should put that in your boot.
I think a boot gun is honestly it's gonna come back in my life. I think.
Worst case, I shoot my shitty ass foot off.
Yeah,
no problem.
Any foot that they rebuild you with or whatever has to be an improvement. Speaking of robots, by the way, former guest Wrangler Star. Remember when like the Boston Dynamics dog came out? He was like, this like infrared laser will fuck up its like he's like telling you how to destroy it in case
he's been ravaged by one now. He got ripped apart by robot dogs.
There's like a Revenant scene where instead of the bear, it's
bear people.
The Boston Dynamics robot beating the shit out of him. They send a hit squad.
You're telling too many secrets, old man.
You leaked to them where the sensors are.
You got the wolf pack on your ass now.
There's a new video of I think it's either the Tesla robot or the Boston Dynamics robot, like being crumpled on the floor, and then its legs like rotate in a very unnatural way to the ground, and it like rotates and picks itself up.
Very cool.
In such a inhuman way. It's almost like
it's a robot. It's not a human.
Have you ever seen like the classic whenever there's like a robot character or whatever, it gets up and starts walking backwards and then it turns its body? Yeah. It kind of does like that. And his solution is, Wrangler Star, if you're watching this, I know.
Go around it. Go back around it.
You're a cool guy, okay? You're a great guest. Your solution to this problem seems kind of like they would have thought of this by now, because the solution was like, if you guys got rope, put rope on it. It'll get all tangled up in the rope. I'm like,
don't knock it till you try it. Yeah.
The worst solution for a robot invasion problem is just like
little bolo trap snare its legs.
No, he didn't say bolo tie. If he said bolo tie or not bolo tie, or those bolos, I think they're called bolos, aren't they? It's like two rocks and a string.
Yeah. I mean, those things seem.
That's way better than just throwing like a big pile of rope on it, I feel like.
I've always wanted to get caught up by one of those bolas. I want to be running. I don't want to throw one and catch someone. I want to be the guy running, and I think I got away, and then I'm like, whoa.
What if they like hit you too high and they just like
fucked?
It goes around your arms and you just keep
my running. Neck and pops my head off. oh yeah, you just are fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Ooh, new belt, awesome. Thanks, man. Now I've got a thing that I can use. That'd be really cool. Also, how long do they really keep you snared? I mean, probably long enough if you're at distance to throw it and hit someone.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be able to get out
are they
of
for
one.
people or are they for like deer and stuff?
I'm talking about for people.
Oh, for people?
That might only be in movies, but I have to imagine people have been caught in those.
Probably. Yeah, actually, you know what? I say if you have like enough people throwing them, not one, But if you have like 5 people going like
100.
our bolos will block out the sun.
Yeah, that would be very scary. Yeah. Get every part of my body, all my fingers. Oh, God.
Yeah, each finger's tied to the next.
I can't walk my 10 children to the house. Can't give them candy. No.
my factory scripts.
Yeah. Take the script out of my pocket and run. Yeah.
That's exactly, by the way, if you don't understand what my grandfather did, he made sure that factories weren't paying people in scripts and stuff, or like mill dollars or whatever.
He's sure probably the reason why at one point my grandma had money.
Yeah.
None of that. Give her real money or I'll fucking boot gun you.
He gave her real money once and she was like, that's it. I'm a baller.
Yeah.
From here on out, I'm a baller.
Shit. All right. Okay. This is tight. I'm gonna get that Cadillac now.
Yeah, she gets a feather in her big fucking head. A big
her
zoot
walking
suit.
cane, yeah, it's got a big diamond on top.
She gets a
She
walk.
turns into it, yeah. Zoot suit from like The Mask. Like big hat with feather from The Mask.
From Malcolm X, right? There's like a awesome intro scene from Malcolm X where he's in a zoot suit and they do a fucking walk where they swish their arm while they're walking with their hat pulled down.
Yeah,
Awesome
I mean, if my
scene.
grandma, if I ever saw her do that once, I would have backed my cousin up. I would have backed him up.
This bitch wants to go to space.
Yeah.
This bitch is a baller.
Send her ass to space. Send her ass to space.
Send her to space. She's a baller. She said, bury me in my zoot suit in my platinum and lead casket or whatever.
Put my gun in my hands in case the devil tries to take a bite out of me.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I want to be buried like this with my double revolvers.
In case the grave digger tries to get me up and bang me. Yeah. I've thought a lot about... No, I haven't. I don't know. I think sometimes about when I die, how I'd like to be, somehow make my funeral funny.
Yeah.
It only ever works in every scenario if my parents are already dead first, because they would not allow it.
Yeah.
But if I'm in charge, I'm old, I would like something like, I come in on a rope or something. They swing me into the casket or something, or I'm just stuffed. I've always thought being stuffed would be funny. And then like used as an heirloom, passed down like my butler statue, but it's just me.
Yeah, how sad would that be though? It makes like one generation, and then people are like, I don't want this fucking guy in my ass.
It would be like a rule. Like if you want all my baller shit,
yeah,
you gotta.
Grandpa's a baller. You have to take him and all of in his yuck.
We send his soul to space, but his body remains in this butler statue. I don't know. I mean, realistically, I don't think anyone would stuff me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get? Is it even legal?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like like body desecration. If you're like, I really want.
I want to be desecrated.
There's that one guy that was like playing Xbox.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Do you remember that?
I've also seen one where guys like leaned up against a motorcycle. But these wakes where they're like posed are in different countries. They're usually like in South America.
I'll have my destination funeral. There we go. We go somewhere.
Guys, we're going down to
Uncle Bernie
Brazil.
me back. Fly me back with sunglasses on. Make my hand. That would actually be cool too. Oh, that wouldn't work. Like a puppet with a big marionette things, because I'd imagine
you have to imagine there's at least one kid under the age of 10 that's going to be there and have nightmares if the dead relative there at the funeral.
I'm dead. Yeah. What? Oh, a little kid gets a nightmare. Hello,
how many years of therapy would a kid have to go through if he goes to a funeral and the dead guy is being marionetted and you're supposed to take Instagram pics?
Let me change my dream because some kid I barely know.
These woke kids.
Yeah.
Little pussies.
A yuppie.
Yeah.
Doesn't want me to be hoisted up and thrown around on a big zip line mechanism. Or, I'll probably just be cremated, and then there's got to be something funny you can do with your ashes. Smoke them.
That are made out of mycelium. And so it's like a mushroom.
Like mushroom?
Yeah, it's like a mushroom casket. And then
so you go into the earth?
Yeah, you get like decomposed rapidly and then dispersed among the mycelium.
That's cool too, yeah.
That's kind of cool. I feel like I said this earlier when you told me about baller grandma being shot in his face.
Which is a funny sentence. Very sad, very sad.
It's
week,
so funny that
this
guy was adamant about such a decision that I feel like is very personal to the person being buried, and
just like out of the people left, not his decision. You know, he did get his casket. He got the fucking,
especially for somebody beautiful. With a burial plot already purchased. Like, why would they? Yeah. No, I actually want to be shot in space, but
she told me.
She told me, she said, I'm only a baller and I want to be in space.
You're the only other baller in the family. You're the only one that will get this. I think the Earth is boring. I want to be shot into the moon. My mom kept using the line all week where people would be like, she should have this there. She loved this song. Mom's like, yeah, she also loved gambling. You want a bunch of slot machines at the funeral? Like, no, it's going to be a classy funeral, okay? We're not putting all this shit in there. Because also the cousin's like, we should get fake flowers and put them. My mom's like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like a really expensive casket's kind of a waste if you're just going straight in.
Yeah.
But if you're in a glass horse-drawn carriage in a shitty coffin, kind of lame. So I get they went well together.
Am I crazy, or like, when I die, dude, you can throw my body in a fucking dumpster. Like, I don't think I need a funeral. I don't think I care about that. I'm gone.
I like a funeral because I'm not actually going to be dead. I'm going to be secretly alive listening to what people think about me. Getting my ultimate trick.
Dude, that's kind of like, I don't want to take an IQ test because I'm scared of what it'll say. I don't want to listen in on my own funeral because I'm scared 12 people might show up and not one of them. Well, no, they'll just have
anyone want to talk now?
They would have the pastor lead it, and he would be one of those people that's like, this guy was like a hero or whatever. He was just he was
God's strongest soldier.
Yeah.
He was a champion.
Yeah. He was the guy for my grandfather's I think it was my grandfather's funeral or my uncle's funeral. I think it was my grandfather's. He got up there and did about a third of the ceremony until we realized that he was talking about the wrong person. And he was like, he had mixed up his papers for a funeral for the next day.
Jesus Christ. She was a 12-year-old girl. Wait a second. This coffin's much too large. What the hell's going on here? She was a baby girl, a tiny little baby. Yeah, that was another thing. I don't know why it pissed so many people off, but the new pastor was like 20. He was like 24 or something.
Like, older people get like mad about young pastors.
I didn't like seeing a guy he was like, hey guys, like, tough day, huh? Like, I know. I'm like, dude, I'm going to beat your ass after this gig. And if you are working with that woman to play that song, it's going to get ugly in here.
That was the vibe he had as a young pastor?
He just had the vibe of like, it's a hard balance at a funeral because you want it to be uplifting. You know, it's for the living also. But you also don't want a guy that doesn't know your grandma being like smiling the whole time.
Yeah.
You kind of want it to be a little, if that's what you're going for. I'm going to be going for a joyous funeral. So I want a Carrot Top type up there leading it, pulling out his suitcase of props. My grandma probably wants, like a traditional old man to be like sad.
Yeah.
And this yuppie was a little too smiley for my taste. And he also mispronounced a couple names. I was like, okay, I'm going to note that. I'm going to remember that.
Did you speak
remember
in the funeral?
No. I thought about it after that old man went up there and killed it impromptu. I was like, maybe I go up there sick, spit a couple lines. And then I thought about it and said, that's a really bad idea. If I was going to speak, I should have written out and practiced. And I didn't, because I just figured, like, my mom and none of her sisters talked or anything. I just, I was leaving that. I'll talk at my parents' funerals. I'll talk at my other grandma's funeral. This funeral,
nah.
I just thought there'd be more speakers, so I was kind of taking a back seat.
Yeah. I prepared a lot of stuff for my mom's funeral, and then on like the morning of, I looked at them again with fresh eyes, and I dumped probably about 60% of everything I had written. I was like,
Webster's
let's keep
Dictionary
it light.
Defines.
Let's keep it funny. Okay. We don't need to go down this dark road.
That old lady also did it's not even a bad thing really, but it's so cliche. She started with like Webster's Dictionary defines, like, it was a weird, it wasn't like loss or it was just like a weird word. Like, they defined that as
morning.
She read the Webster morning before lunch. And then she waited for a big laugh. Oh, that one? Nah. Okay, well, morning is already past us because it's 3 p.m. Again? Yeah, and then we're like, dude, get the fuck off. I sent you a picture of my dead grandma.
I don't think you did.
I sent you a picture. Oh my God, who did I send this to? No, I did. It's in here. It's just the baller setup. Look how heavy that looks.
Dude, yeah, that's baller activity. This looks like you're burying maybe a ambassador, maybe a president.
I said at the time, I'm like, it's like we're burying Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, she would have loved to have someone say that.
Yeah,
like that.
She's a baller.
That's her hero. Yeah, because she's a baller. She's
a fucking baller.
She's a dollar too. She loves Dolly Parton.
That is a very nice casket.
Yeah, it was very heavy. Yeah. I heard the heavier the better.
You know what I would have said? I would have said, man, why didn't
White horses.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, why didn't you put that carriage a little bit closer to the church so we could slide her right there from the altar?
This is when we got to the graveyard. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. But they were like, you're gonna have to do one big lift. Those guys on the front lift in and lift out. I think I tore something. My arm hurt pretty bad. And then I tried to make it all about me. I'm like, oh, Grandma hurt my arm. What the hell? No, of course not. But I can't remember what I was going to say about ballers or something. Or there's like a funeral. And
yeah, I do have. Hold on, I've done some sort of origami with my list of shit to talk about. But let me unfold this
in case of emergency topics.
We'll save them for next time because we have another podcast to do this week. Yeah, you have something to do later in the month. I have possible tornadoes touching down tomorrow, unless the magnet turns on and dissipates them.
Can I talk about this Jack Harlow party and the funeral again next podcast? Just the behind the scenes. Even deeper.
I do want to say that prior guest that is considered sort of a flub of a guest because of my actions.
There's no bad guest, just bad hosting on our
Yeah, bad
parts.
hosting. You guys might remember Spoon Kid.
Doesn't ring a bell.
There was the whole story about his episode being so bad was I explained this to him. I've met with Spoon Kid since. I played with him for quite a while on Rust. I don't know, like a week ago. And there was a time where Poob mentioned Spoon Kid twice in passing, and so I was like, "Oh,
thought he was a funny guy."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, you're like his biggest fan. I'm gonna get him on the podcast, and I won't tell you that he's coming on." And so you're like, "Who's the guest for tonight?" I'm like, "It's a secret. You're gonna be super excited."
Very scared.
Yeah. And then I revealed it's Spoon Kid. And then I had nothing prepped after that. I thought it was funny to just spring Spoon Kid on Poob, and then have him
laid trap.
Yeah, well laid trap.
Oh,
I thought it was
we
kind
got
of
2
funny.
hours.
Yeah,
I mean, it is funny.
And then we
the idea of it.
just talked to each other, and didn't talk to him at all for like 2 hours. And I explained to him that that was actually not a cool move, and I'm actually kind of a dick for that. And he was actually a very nice guy, and he was much more open in this scenario. Since he said it was like early on in his career, and he's kind of he's more comfortable. He's more comfortable with it now, but he's also expressed interest in coming back, saying if Soup gets a redo, I want a redo. Also, I've gotten a private DM from Mr. Peanut that says we're allowing do-overs. So that's a possibility too.
This is a whole new arc. Yeah, we're doing
do-overs.
We're doing redux. Okay.
Yeah. For our bad guests, we're coming back. Now, there's one Jimmy. Is that salvageable? I don't think so. So we're gonna go ahead and book the other one. No, I don't think we've had him back on.
We just have talked about fixing it.
Yeah. I just don't think it's possible.
He's the king of episodes that need redux, though, because he's the only one that we didn't release.
It was that bad.
Didn't we scrap it entirely?
Yeah, we scrapped it.
That's so that
I actually didn't talk to him for about 8 months after we filmed it because it left such an
pissed off.
It left such an impact on me. Yeah,
I didn't like that one either because I think it was my birthday and you guys all had birthday cake and were eating it as like a bit in it, and I didn't have any birthday cake.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Yeah, that was kind of like one of those instances like Spoon Kid where we were just like, this would be funny, and then we realized it added nothing to the show.
We can't talk about this for 2 hours.
Yeah. All we can do is just eat birthday cake.
Yeah, you got really tired and full.
Yeah. I get sleepy. I get real sleepy real quick.
I don't want to podcast anymore. Yeah, well, I like the idea of redos or just
I do too. Yeah.
Electric boogaloos.
I also thought it would be really funny if we came up with the most orchestrated, well thought out episode and invited Flutton on and had just like a slam dunk.
Way better.
Yeah, way better.
You could do the same thing with Fort Girl.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, you guys blew it. Okay, let's be real. You blew it. This was a
Jimmy, you're
life-changing
out. Spoon Kid, you're out.
opportunity.
Fort Girl, Flutton are in.
On Forehead Fables, you blew it, and you embarrassed us. Enemy. Yeah, no, I'm totally down. Peanut wants a redo.
Yeah.
You're gonna start getting a lot more DMs. Like, actually, my episode, it was mid.
Yeah.
Can I get a redo? Do they expect us to be better too, or just them?
You know what's funny is I think they put a lot of the burden on their own shoulders, which is very nice. I like that.
I know every time someone that's been like Swift is like, oh,
all of us to tango. You know, it's one of those things where like especially with Jimmy's episode, like the real meat and taters of this is that we were just sitting there eating cake, going like, oh, we really have nothing to fucking talk about.
Anytime they're like, dude, I totally blew it. I'm like, yeah, you did, man. And we brought our A game. You let us down. No, it's actually like just completely dependent on how we do. And then, so we've had guests that haven't said a word and that people are like, great app.
Great episode. Yeah. So no, sometimes the stars don't align and none of us actually feel like fucking talking or have nothing really to talk about.
It's been a while though since we've been in the. That used to be a lot more common where we'd get halfway through an episode and just go, nah, no, don't like it.
Yeah,
don't feel good.
I used to also be a lot more concerned about the show, if that makes sense, which is weird because I feel like the episodes were worse back then. You think?
I have no idea. I don't. Yeah. I'm never gonna rewatch any of the older ones, so. I don't want to see if they're better. I don't want to see if they're worse. Because from your guys'
perspective, it's a series of episodes. For us, it's just like, was this conversation we're having now better than the one we had 6 months ago? It's just us talking.
When I told this story the first time, did I have more energy? Or now my fourth time telling it.
Was my timing better funnier? 6 months ago?
Yeah. Am I getting wittier? No. Okay, well, is anything getting better about the podcast? Comment below. You guys think anything? Engage with us a little. Get those comments in.
Yeah, get that audience retention up. If anybody's still here, 2 hours and 12 minutes into this, go ahead and comment.
Watch all 3 of our Abiotic Factor videos. Stalt, it's including you.
Yeah.
Watch them all. Comment below.
Come out with one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you came out with one?
I'm worried I'll get my first strike on mine because we didn't make it very far in the game. 50% of the videos just, I looked at a little bit of yours, probably similar thing, how funny the throw up is. But it would just be like my friend pretending to give me head and then I throw up on him and then I give him head and he throws up on me. It's like the most crudely, I thought it was really funny, but it had the most comments of people being, nah, this is not good. See, Daisy, I guess you can't be crass anymore.
Ours was
yours is poisoning people, right?
No, it's like trying to make solder. There's like a way to make solder because you need it to progress. And the way you make solder is you put a silver and you put scrap metal into a pot with boiling water. And it's completely inedible. But if you take human shit and put it into the pot, it changes it from solder, a crafting material, to a food all of a sudden. You add some shit in there, all of a sudden it's a fucking meal. Yeah. and then it's toxic soup. And so, yeah, it's mostly us just eating shit soup and trying to perfect the recipe.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It
is funny.
It was funny to us at the time. Yeah, poop soup.
That reminds me of when we were on the Goons podcast a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
Poop soup.
Great.
That was the most, just...
Great segue.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
soup,
we have gone and broadened our horizons. We were bringing the...
Yeah, we're out this bitch, dude.
Yeah. We're bringing the Forehead Fables.
We're the new co-hosts on
that secret recipe that we bring. We brought that to another podcast. The Goons? Is that the name of it? Is it the Goons or is it just Goons podcast?
Don't put me under pressure. I think it's just Goons.
Yeah. It's Sniping Soup and some other fellows. It's their podcast. I didn't feel
Great list. Yeah.
I don't...
We've had one of them on here before.
Have we? Oh, yeah. Blarg.
Blarg.
Yeah, Blarg.
Yeah.
It's
Jeez Louise.
Soup Blarg's podcast.
McNasty. Come on, you can keep doing this. And Do.
And the Do. Yeah.
The Do. Nice guys. Very, like you think we talk about jerking off and throw up a lot? Check that shit out, because that was just a tight hour of only poop talk. Every comment, like, love you guys. Love this poop talk. Maybe you guys start talking to us like that. Maybe you say, great poop talk, guys. Love that. Yeah. Love that shit. No, it was fun. I've been like whining about like, why does no one ever invite me to a podcast? And then I got tagged along. I got a little ride along with Sam, and it was fun.
I never actually go in here and like check out comments from us being on another podcast.
When I get too happy, I like to go deep into comments, scroll past 99, just like, good app, guys. I find that one that stings. And I just read it.
It is
over
insane.
and over and
Human
over
psychology. I'll sit there and like I post a video. The people that show up in the first 24 hours, I'll read those comments. But then you start circulating outside your audience and you start getting just like people that get recommended the video. And I will read 100 comments that are nice. If I just go to like newly posted comments, it's just some guy's like, who the fuck's this guy? His video sucks. That stings more than any confidence that those 100 comments of positivity
it's twisted.
Builds.
It's not right.
It's weird.
To look
the human brain is fucked up.
It's a bad way to look at things. But it could be something as simple as, not for me, but, you know.
Not for you. What the fuck? Yeah, what are you looking for? You know.
Okay, well, fuck you, dude. What do you want me to kill myself?
You
like, what do you want
day.
from me? How do I make it for you? How do I make a video that
because
everyone,
of that comment,
everywhere?
I'm gonna be short with my wife and my kids later.
Yeah.
Okay, you've ruined their day with your negativity. It's like not even a negative comment. It's just like the most. Yeah. Like,
hey man, great video. Couldn't make it all the way through because I had a busy day. Well, okay, clear your schedule.
Yeah.
This is my video that Swift made for me, and you need to watch it. Dude. Yeah. Any hate comment, I just send right to Swift. Go. Are you going to let them talk to you like this? Really, dude?
Yeah.
They hate you. They love me. They've got no problem with me. No. Yeah. No,
I don't have that. I don't have that buffer. Yeah.
Well, I don't actually either. Like, if I read any of those comments,
if there's any complaint about the video, it's directed 100% at me.
Yeah. At least. Well, every video, they're like, great editing. Well, I can't build any pseudo confidence off that. There'll be one's like,
you ever thought of editing yourself?
Editing myself doing what?
Editing videos yourself?
I know. Yeah. I mean, I have before. It was fun. It's complicated, my relationship with editing. Mm-hmm. You know, I took a lot of classes for it and stuff. Never could get that After Effects going. Just didn't compute up here.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the way Swift edits these videos is funnier than I would do. Granted, like I would do a different thing, so there's probably some worth in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the way he does them, and then also I get to watch them. This is a weird thing, but like when you edit a video yourself, you've watched it throughout the process so many times. You're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
When he sends me a video, it's my first time seeing it too. And I'm like, you know, this is really, really funny. So I get to be a spectator. I mean, it's why I have this second channel. I plan on eventually editing again, but all my video ideas are weird and too grand. Yeah, too complicated for like what I actually know how to do. So I'd have to apply myself.
I have scripts written out,
learn skills
for videos that I'm like, I'm never gonna have the fucking. I got kids. Like, I don't have time for this. It's
I even have feasible. Time. Maybe I'll make a vow to myself tonight.
Yeah, hey. Go make some fucking vows.
Why are you like this? Maybe get some Adderall. Okay. Well, and then what's going on with you? Why can't you edit? Honestly, I liked editing the like 5 videos I did, but I felt at the time like, I don't know, I put too much pressure on myself about weird stuff like that, where I'll do a video and people like it, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do? Beat this?
Oh yeah.
Nah. Probably very easily, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just got lazy.
I don't think of them like as a video to video basis. I think like a follow up to the same game or like theme needs to be. I feel like that's why I stopped making Tarkov stuff too. I was just like, kind of said all I need to say on this game. I don't want to like get to a point where I'm just like spinning my wheels.
Close the book.
Yeah. I don't want to like just sit there and feel like I'm like treading water on a subject, so to speak.
I've had a funny. Oh, that's wow. It's really funny. I've had the funniest video idea. It was a nothing burger, but making a video, because my last video I uploaded on my main channel was like 4 years ago, the Spider-Man video, and just making a video that's like about the pressures of following up that video that, you know, like got like 20,000 views, and just being like this intense psychological pressure to make like the Spider-Man 2 video, and like trying to make another catchphrase like swing you later, and it's like half shot me in real life. Like I was going to use my brother's cabin because it's already just littered with beer, and just like through the window, you know, make it like documentary style about a follow-up that no one's looking for. Yeah. Like no one's ever asked me like, will you make Spider-Man 2? Like no, it's something no one wants, but then just making a fake video about how built up it is.
Yeah.
I thought would be funny. I have that video about.
It needs to be like have you seen Papyrus? That SNL?
Yeah,
it needs to be like a similar.
In that vein, but like really long. Like too long to where it becomes not funny, you know, like 40 minutes. And then I've had for like 3 years, this idea of making a video about superliminal messaging that I've talked to you about.
You can't talk about these because both of these ideas you've talked to me about, now I know they're officially never going to be made, because you're like, I feel like in your mind,
spoken about.
Yeah, you're like I've spoken
speaking about things to me makes it more real.
You think?
Or writing it down in my journal. Or you just see it as ammo for my enemies.
Yeah.
Now somebody's gonna kill you for that video. Now they do want it.
No. I feel like the mentality is like, I've gotten a giggle out of the concept. Why go forth with the production?
I don't think that.
You don't think that?
In terms of. No, I mean I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But also I think the satisfaction of actually doing it would outweigh the short-term giggle now. But I just don't really. I just have no motivation currently to do that. It's gonna be like when the podcast goes under, I'm gonna be.
that's when
I'm gonna be editing. Yeah. Okay. I don't need a fucking edit of Spider-Man 2 right now.
I'll firebomb this shit right now. I want to see some live action Poob videos.
God, it's just a horror. I don't even remember how to edit anymore. Cut. Editing stuff, it's a fucking tedious, and like even just seeing Swift's edits make me want to edit less in terms of them. Like, it's really fucking cool and funny edit. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't do that. I'd actually have to, learn.
Learn.
I was thinking about something the other day. I was thinking about fishing or something, and about how cool it was. I saw a video of this guy, like, he just knew what kind of fish it was from the boat, and then when he reeled it in, was talking all about it. And for 1 second, I thought, why don't I know this stuff? And then I realized, because I've never tried to learn about any of this stuff. I don't deserve to know this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that can be said about many things I don't know in life. I don't actually put any effort towards learning it. So why would I know how to do it? And there's somewhere in there in that psychology, there's this hidden step of then doing it or something. And if I make enough vows in my notebooks, 10, 20 years from now, I'm going to read 15 of them in a row and go, you know what?
I'm going to kill myself because I did none of these. Yeah.
Okay. And there's, this is bad. Yeah, I'm really bad at doing stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Creating a vow is just setting yourself up for future disappointment. I'm against it. I'm vehemently against it. And also kind of against any sort of self-improvement, self-help. Don't seek help, guys. You're just going to disappoint yourself.
You're going to let your therapist down. You're going to let your family. Everyone's going to be so excited that you're trying to make it better.
And then you're going to be out of money, too, because therapy costs a lot.
You want to be poor and sad?
That's even worse than just being sad with a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Those are your options. Realistically, those are your options.
Or
so
if
just
you're
do it like
already
me.
poor and sad.
Write your deepest, darkest secrets and aggressions that you have towards people. Fill out a page, tear that page off, burn it, and pretend like you're burning away those feelings when you burn it.
That's like almost self-improvement if you burned a grudge log. Because you're letting go of the grudges.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. But on the following page, I go, remember that you hate this person and write about it next time.
Just keep writing it, burning it, write it, burn it, write it, burn it. When does it end? When they're dead.
Yep.
Yeah, my grudge log. I've learned to be less. When I read that thing yesterday about why am I so mean, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start practicing forgiveness on my grudges. I'm a very grudgeful, very envious man.
Yeah.
Little green monster inside me.
Have you ever had a grudge towards where you find writing evidence of it, of some grudge you were having, and then you go like, what was I even mad about?
No, because I don't actually.
I was going through some of my old stuff, and on the back of one of my notebooks in all caps.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Written like this, like fucking just super angry.
Anger.
I just said like, I hate Chelsea. I fucking hate her. And all I have is just sweet, fond memories of this lady this girl that rode the bus with me when I was in like elementary school, and we were friends and everything. I'm like friends with her brother. I'm like, what the hell did Chelsea do to me, dude? She was cool.
First signs of an incel.
Yeah, but in this one instance, I was fucking pissed. You could see the anger that I wrote it with too. I don't know what she did to me.
Crown, ham-fisted. I do actually when I think I've mentioned this before, but when I went through the stuff of old kid pictures and writings, I have a class. It's like 4th grade, our class picture, and one girl. Very normal picture, very nice. One girl is like scratched out to hell where you can't even see her face at all, and it's just the white paper behind it because I think she was mean to me a couple times, and I didn't want her in the photo. But I remember my family being kind of mad about that because it's gone from just cute photo to like serial killer photo. It kind of lost the charm.
Yeah.
When there's one person just like with knife, like Erica, bitch. She was 3 times my size. She was mean. Very mean. And I've let that grudge go. I think she was in our class for like 1 semester. I never saw that girl again. Did not go to school with her forever. I might have actually grudged her into death or something because after I did that, she was never at school again. She was on I only ever saw her on like a milk carton.
Okay, never mind, guys. I take it back. Writing vows and grudges, write that down. There might be power to those
makes
words.
It real.
Yeah, it makes
it's
it
like
real.
The Death Note or whatever.
Yeah.
Death grudge log. Somebody was really stinky to me earlier. Kill. Yeah.
I don't think I've had actual animosity towards someone in a long time. There's been people that I don't know. That's I feel like that's like a young man's game, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, young people are easier to they're more physically fit and everything too. But I feel like if you tried to get a bunch of middle-aged guys to go to war, feel like a lot of them would be like, I'm good. I'm fucking good on that.
I thought about it. It's not that deep.
I don't have that much hate in me. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like scorned in the past couple of years by people, but it's never really a lasting like hate you. Because I don't know, most of the time, like, does it even matter? Yeah. I wrote about it in my grudge log. It's now. That's all that matters. He's going to be taken care of.
I just want to hear yes or no right now. Am I in the grudge log?
No.
Okay. Awesome.
You're in my grateful log.
Ooh, hey, look at me. Big win for Sam. Well, I just want to say I've only burned 2 pages about you, okay?
Okay, awesome. Well, they're burned.
Yeah, they're burned. There's nothing there, technically.
Next time I go to your house, I'm going to dig in the ashes and try to piece it together.
CSI style.
I want to kill him. No. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Should have kept Brian.
Yeah. Wrong choice.
Brian, you can turn your camera off.
Mistake.
Okay, if it just makes you talk, you can turn it off.
Do anything. I'll kill him. I'll kill the little one. Oh. Yeah.
It's usually like family pressure type stuff is usually what I'm actually I have nothing but positive stuff in my work life. No real drama in our that's because we're a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out.
There's not too much that can happen.
No.
I also like even family stuff. I'm lucky I don't have like a lot of you earlier being like, you every time you talk about your mom, you're like scared of her, she's mean. That's more just like venting to a friend. Like if anyone said that shit about my mom, I'd be like, what the fuck are you who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I love my mom. We just fight, we just argue a lot, but it's never really anything that after a day, I'm like, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's your mom.
Not going in the grudge log for this. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna have to do something a little worse. End up in the grudge log because you will disappear. If I write it in pen, you will disappear. I do not want that. Now, when my grandma didn't tell me, tips to be a baller. Yeah. I got a little loose with the pen, a little loose with the drinks on my lips, and I made a mistake. And then my cousin tried to send her to space. I had to make a new entry. Stop trying to send her to space. God damn it.
She's a baller.
How expensive would that be? Like $1 million? Like,
well, I don't think he means like float a casket out there. I'm sure he means burn her ass up and then send the ashes.
That would still, I feel like maybe they like send her in a firework that goes like really high.
Yeah. There's no way they send them into deep space. They have to do just like.
No, they're just fucking floating around.
It's like satellite level. Like they have to go up and then re-enter atmosphere and burn up or whatever.
It would be funny if just a casket was stuck, like on the first ring of the space, just circling.
Yeah.
Or we're circling around it or whatever.
Some sort of baller has hit the CNN satellite, and that's why no news is going on.
Oh my God, the heaviest casket ever is free falling down to America. It's going to kill thousands. That thing fucking slammed into Indiana. Hell. Guns start shooting off. Oh, God. Some sort of baller breakdown happening over here. My God.
Unidentified baller object coming into the atmosphere.
International baller re-entering Earth for one last rodeo. She wants to drink some fucking bourbon, shoot her gun.
She's got a little window on her casket. You see her there with her fucking revolvers.
Her like glasses with the slits in it. The Kanye sunglasses.
The shutter shades.
Yeah. Shutter shades, ironic tea.
Yeah. Dude, I was listening to, 3 6 Mafia. Do you listen to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that Stay Fly song? It's like their most famous song.
Yep.
Juicy J's shirt in that music video, it has like a bunch of green skulls all over it. I saw that shirt so much when I was in I guess middle school, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe no, it was before high school, so it was definitely middle school, maybe even elementary school. I remember seeing
the two options.
I remember seeing a lot of that shit, and I was like, "Oh God, this is like a blast from the past." One of the comments on that music video was like, Juicy J had everyone wearing that skull airbrush t-shirt. I was like, oh shit, he was like the first guy. Like that's such a
prototype.
Yeah, it's such an insane shirt to like wear, especially for a music video. Just be like, I'm gonna wear this shit.
But also it worked. Like people are buying that shirt.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I do like all those like the airbrushed like gangster ghetto shirts, like
gangster SpongeBob.
Yeah, the gangster SpongeBob one's a classic for sure. But those were really popular for a while. I don't think it's one of those things I don't think I could ever wear. Just don't meet a baller enough status to wear that. Sorry, I'm not Poob's grandma.
Account. Yeah. Let me see how many digits.
Yeah.
Nah. You actually have too many.
Yeah.
Nah. Sorry, you are actually in the super baller category.
You have to wear like a regular shirt.
Yeah. You have to wear like a really expensive plain tee that has got nothing going on. This is how billionaires dress. Assholes.
Yeah, there's no cool billionaires. Me and Bizzle were talking about that. Like, what happened to the billionaires that just get in a blimp and throw money and stuff? Or like,
was that ever a thing?
They do eccentric, weird, like oil tycoon type stuff. And now,
is that even a cool thing to be an oil tycoon? What do you mean they do eccentric oil tycooning?
Eccentric billionaire. Like I think the last one around is probably that guy from Virgin.
Oh yeah, whoa.
Legier or something.
What the fuck's that guy's name? Is it like Dennis or something? No.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. He's always like.
Yeah, he's not like cool enough. You know, he's just weirder than Bezos, which is easy as fuck. Could there have been a more milquetoast motherfucker to become a billionaire? Bezos, come on.
Zuckerberg.
He could have, Zuckerberg. Like, what the fuck, dude? They should give anybody else that kind of money.
Yeah, give me $1 billion. I won't change. I would be instantly different.
I would
be instantly. Oh, I'd be evil. I'd go evil.
Sure. I would go. 100%.
I'd join their clubs. I'd join their secret societies. Mm-hmm. I would buy things I shouldn't be able to buy. I'd send,
and I would fly them over crowds, and I would drop hammers. I wouldn't drop cash. I would do for one wave of cash so that it gets the crowd under me.
Yeah,
and then comes the fucking ice chest
filled with my piss.
And just drop pennies and shit on them. Yeah, I did the bills. Now I'm doing the coins.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't want money? I'm confused because you just wanted it.
You're gonna arrest me for throwing free money? Come on.
Yeah. If I had a blimp, I'd have to curl my mustache up too, which would be crazy.
Yeah, billionaire, you have to get a curly mustache.
You have to have some. Because there's a bunch of billionaires we don't even know about because they don't have any it factor.
Yeah. I'd probably live in like an observatory or something, like a weird building that's not meant for residents. And it just gives off like, this guy's up to something energy.
I could talk, and I have talked about this for hours. Like if I won an insane amount of money, the kind of schemes I'd get up to, the kind of places I'd be living.
I would pay for a company to put a satellite up into the atmosphere, and I wouldn't let anybody know what it's for. And so I would just get a lot of questions.
Very cool.
I just want people to be suspicious, you know.
And it looks vaguely.
I wanted to look like a big weapon. Yeah. I wanted to have some like Mojo Jojo energy. Yeah.
It's got like a big gun chamber on the end. It's a huge pistol shape.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Awesome. That's a fucking Dr. Evil level.
Yeah. I don't say it has to work. I just want people to be concerned when they have this big rotating gun satellite.
Fearmonger so that they look to me to save them.
Yep.
But I'm feeding them all the evil. They just don't know. Yeah. That is a good idea, putting shit up where you can't tear it down. Up there. Yeah. That'd be cool. I don't even know what's more evil than that. Just a big, scary satellite that no one knows why it's going up there.
I want to be big enough. It's one of those things that you can see, like the International Space Station.
You're in a ballpark.
Yeah. I want people.
God, it's going right over us. I want it to hit every city in the world. Just go over it.
Yeah.
I want to make every once in a while just a scary, scary noise.
I want the conspiracy theorists I want them to knock Jewish space lasers down a peg, because there's a very legitimate non-conspiracy space laser.
Half Jewish real gun. Yeah. Oh my God.
A single man. He doesn't even have to get all the Jews together to decide who to blow up. It's just him. Okay.
That's scary.
Do not piss me off. I'm the guy with the big satellite.
Living in a pyramid or something, living in a mountain.
Yeah, I would empty out the Luxor.
Underwater. Yeah. Bass Pro Shop pyramid, top floor, mine.
I would kick fucking Carrot Top out. Carrot Top, get the fuck
You work
out.
For me now. You work for me.
And you keep doing the shows and no one shows up, okay? The ultimate hell. He has to perform for an empty theater every night.
Just to go back to like medieval like kingship and just have a jester that like, you're like, what, are you not going to do it? Because I pay you $1 million. Like, you have to. And he's like, oh, it comes out with jingle bells and stuff. That would be awesome. Just tear a human down to just make them a caricature.
Yeah. Your name is cool. Reek.
It's like, it's not illegal to be carried around on like a big fucking palisade or whatever. Like, you could get people to carry you around on one of those and have a jester, and you could have people, you know, just dressed up like knights or something. You could behead people.
I feel like this is circling back to the Rick Levine court wizard bit that we had from like one episode.
Yeah, I have a court wizard. Yeah, you open up the falcons or
guy
whatever.
With a snake that talks to the snake.
Is this exactly what we talked about? I don't even know. Well, it's an awesome thing if you, because I just hate it. These billionaires, what are they buying?
Yeah.
Boring stuff, boring company, boring stuff.
The last one that did cool shit too, he so what? A submarine imploded and killed a bunch of people. Everybody made fun of him. Okay.
Yeah.
He was trying to be.
He
tried. Okay. He tried. He just did it with really. He just had like what, a fleet of engineers come up to him and tell him it wasn't safe. What do they know? They're brokies.
He had like a PS2 controller. Oh shit! This thing fucking sucks. Yeah. He should have been going in the air, not underwater. That's his big mistake. Blimp technology, Zeppelin technology, something. A third, more sinister option, something secret, a thing that I can't even comprehend because I don't have enough money. An object that moves everywhere, some sort of all-terrain vehicle.
The Willy Wonka elevator that kind of goes like sideways and up and down.
Oh yeah, just something that hasn't been done on a scale, you know. That
I love how Willy Wonka had that elevator that goes up and goes everywhere. But like it's still an elevator. Like he didn't put a chair in it or anything. You're just like standing like an asshole floating really slowly around.
Yeah, I bet that's what he thought. I feel like an asshole right now. Yeah. Not for killing those kids, but for this elevator and their chairs. There's no sitting room.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we're going to reconvene at the end of this week to do another episode.
Put on my calendar.
Because this month is hairy. Okay, there's some shit going on.
We really tried to draw this episode out so you guys would be like, oh, look at that. This is at least a long one.
Yeah.
But this turd is longer. That's always better than when you shit out just a little deer pellet.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. And guys, let us know your favorite moments from what's it called? Engagement farming from Okay. Guys, come on. Comment below. What would you do with $1 billion? And all those other comments from earlier. You're going to have about 5 comments each.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention.
And also, who do you want back? What shitty guest do you want back for a Redux? Okay.
Who do you want Redux? What car should I buy? What would you do with $1 billion? What's your favorite funny moment? A 5th secret thing that you can comment just for you.
What would you do if you were a billionaire and you weren't lame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What evil contraptions would you develop with your team of mad scientists? Would you go medieval? Would you go future evil?
I think
medieval.
Or are you so evil that you want to reduce the world to a medieval state and then build yourself futuristic shit? So you're you're even more advanced. You know?
EMP the world. And then have some new technology that keeps your blimps floating. Yep. Oh, I guess they probably already would float.
I think before I even died or anything, I would want to I would do the Futurama thing where I put my brain in a jar and then put my jar brain on a body.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get kind of being frozen.
Mm-hmm.
People are like so rich. It's like, might as well just throw some money into it. Because what if? I don't think in the future people are going to be like, hey, let's get this guy out of there. I don't even know if they'll be able to.
No, they're not.
I think you're probably pretty dead at that point. Yeah. But being turned into a firework or something, that's just giving up.
That is, yeah.
Head in a jar, that makes sense to me. That's where your brain is.
Yeah.
And you could be put on a robot or something.
Yeah.
Would you want to come back in 1,000 years if you're a robot?
Probably not. No, but I could see doing it like Mr. House style from like Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
he takes his brain out and he controls a computer with his mind, and he kind of like I don't know. He still does stuff. He has like robots that he sends off to go do little deeds.
Would you be worried though that that's not where the soul's contained?
No.
I think the soul is in somewhere maybe down here or
here?
over here. I don't know where, but it probably goes away when you die.
What, your soul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know. So I'll let you guys know. I'll comment below when I die.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, my soul went to a much different place.
Have you seen that like this is kind of macabre and a little bit off topic, but there's a scientist that he was getting beheaded in a guillotine, and he told his friend, he's like, when I get my head chopped off, I'm going to blink for as long as I can blink. Because I want to know if the head survives without the body. That's his last experiment.
You'll have to let me know.
And he fucking blinked for like 20 seconds or something like that. Yeah, like he was alive for quite some time.
Like blink or did he just blink once and shut his eyes?
No, he like kept blinking apparently.
Morse code.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Wait, I have a question. Here's another little question, a little something to think about. When people do the death penalty in the U.S., you often hear little stories of like, oh, the lethal injection fucked up because we have to give them like 8 different things, and sometimes the drugs are hard to find, and like oftentimes they end up just like convulsing and spewing foam out of their mouth on the table.
Are you gonna say like, would you rather just be guillotined?
The guillotine, they've never fucked up a single execution with a guillotine. And I bet
there's been some people that have been like, ow!
It seems like it's painless. As painless as you're killing someone. As painless as an execution could be.
Put me on front of a Mack truck and let it drive into a wall or something. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm dead. Yeah. Or just like, they should take prisoners and throw them out of blimps.
Yeah.
Onto poor people.
Yep.
2 birds, 1 stone. Kill a bunch of poor people, kill a bunch of prisoners. That's how I'd think if I were a billionaire.
Yeah.
Not now.
Solving the world's problems.
Yeah. If I had $1 billion,
we're going to make the middle class big again by killing everybody else. Yeah.
I'm the only billionaire. And there are no...
All the other ones have mysteriously traded me their stock portfolio and jumped out a window.
Yeah. Blimp-related incidents. Into blimps. Nah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching. That was a little moment of reflection that we let you guys kind of endure.
Comment below what you reflected on during that moment of reflection. Was it something about who you are? Something you'd write in a journal? Something you'd keep to yourself?
Is it something you'd write in a journal and then burn the page?
If it's something you'd keep to yourself, comment what it was below so I can read it. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, before you burn that page, transcribe it into the comments.
It's like therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thanks, guys.